Alright, let's go to Shadowrun. Race to a Billion. Revenge. This time we'll start from the lower right hand corner and introduce with Bengal.
Hi, my name is Bengal. I'm a orc cat, six samurai.
Okay, and then go to the left with Samanthus.
Hey, greetings all. This is Atlantis. I am playing a Surged Anthro Dragon Street Samurai.
Perfect. Then we'll pop up to Jin.
Good day, my name's Jin. I'm a natural kitsune mystic adept. Yay!
And going to the right with Thomas.
Hey, I'm Thomas, shapeshifter Anthrowolf, and I will be doing the face roll of this group.
Perfect. Alright, you have all selected the revenge mission. And as soon as you do, you are called to an office building complex on the Lower East Side, an area of new development with a lot of construction going on to turn abandoned buildings into potential skyscrapers. The one that you're directed towards is nearly completed, and once you arrive, you get another encrypted message telling you to go to the top floor. Elevators are not installed yet, so you hoof it about 8 stories to get up to your destination. Once you get to the top, you find that it is exposed, not yet finished. A very chill wind whipping around you as the setting sun shines in your eyes. Against that light is Felicia Ivory standing there in a trench coat and smoking a cigarette, which she takes one last drag of before dropping it down and swishing it out.
Hello, Felicia. How you doing?
Going for the noir look here.
Yes.
Seems like a like.
Yes, I find it fitting for this. She turns to face you. Aside from the beautiful view, I want to make sure that we're away from prying eyes for what we're about to discuss here. Given the attack on the office and the proficiency of the assault, I want to make sure that this stays secret for as long as physically possible.
So we're stood outside on the roof.
The roof of abandoned office, well, not abandoned, of a construction zone, yes. They don't allow drones here.
Oh, that's reassuring.
Oh, don't worry.
Lucky.
Oh, don't worry. This is not where things are going to go down, as they say. We actually managed to capture one of the raiders that assaulted our offices, and after a bit of coercion, we had them give up the account that they used to be paid with. Found out through the
You traced it.
Yes. We found out through that trace that the source of the money was paid out from a terminal in the Bronx area. This is the good news. The bad news is that the area is in D sector, where a major gang known as the Skull Crushers have taken over several tenement buildings. We believe they're armed to the teeth and are willing to protect their territory, which means it's the perfect spot for someone to lie low after orchestrating the murder of over a dozen people. Unfortunately,
Yeah, seems like a lovely place.
Yes. Unfortunately, we're not sure that this is the actual group that hit our offices, which is where you come in. Find the terminal, see who is there, and then confirm it to us so that we can take actions.
Does actions mean just level the place?
Perhaps.
Please make sure you do that after we've left.
Of course. Plus, we need you to confirm the... Unless you want to have a little fun yourselves, of course. I know that some of you were either caught up in or had people they knew that were caught up in the attack. So, feel free once you...
Shields his chin.
I wouldn't mind beating some. I wouldn't mind beating some skulls in.
Question, because I was not here for the attack, although I did catch up on it. Who was the actual group that attacked you? Seemed to be a bit spiky as far as the name.
Oh, they're the Wyverns, a local group. They specialize in high-rise assaults. So I'm assuming that's why they were hired. They weren't much further beyond being paid, so that was somewhat of a dead end, except for the lead that we're following now.
Will admit, I won't complain against nabbing some of their vertical climb gear that I did.
Yes, we also took a bit for ourselves as well, although apparently there's still more of them out there, but as far as we know, they're mercenaries, so they're not going any further action against our mythic creations.
They were paid to do a job. That job's, well, I wouldn't call it done, but,
Complete to the best of their abilities.
yes. Not without significant losses.
What's equally frightening is what that mercenary group managed to get their hands on. That's what concerns me.
And what is the item What is the item again?
Synlanthus would look at Thomas and Bango and just say one word: void.
Doesn't seem that bad.
You weren't shot in the head by him.
You got very fortunate, Bango. Very, very fortunate.
Yes.
But what concerns me is that type of thing, shall we say, that's no average run-of-the-mill something that just a Shadowrun or mercenary group should have access to. That's what worries me.
I think he was there on somebody else's behalf, independent of everything else. But I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to think about that. Let's just go and kick somebody's ass in for causing me a headache.
Yes, do be wary.
One.
You are going on offense this time. They'll have the home field advantage.
Now, do you want this done subtly, or do you not care?
You can do whatever you like, but just know that until you confirm that the group we're looking for is in there, we cannot provide any additional aid.
That's fine.
Try and do it subtle until we can get confirmation, then just go and have a bit of fun.
Or I could call my contacts and see if they can provide us with a little bit of a distraction for most of their people over there.
That's possible. That could potentially be something there. As far as this terminal is concerned, what are we talking about? Are we talking an actual computer terminal? Are we talking a money transfer terminal or something else?
Multi-use terminal. The reason why we put validity into this lead in the first place is because the tenement building in question is drawing an awful lot of power. So we're guessing someone has held up a small server farm. This is where the origin of the transfer took place.
Okay. Do you have a lock on the actual building there as far as what it is? Where the suspected wiring happened from?
Unfortunately, we do not. We've narrowed it down to 3 buildings. They're all in the same complex, so you'll have to figure out which one it is from there.
Okay, well, at least gives us a general target to go after then.
Yeah.
Sneak in, find out where it is, find out who's there, and then go from there, basically.
Yes.
Okay. Any details on the Skull Crusher gang as far as what we're looking for if we run into resistance?
The Skull Crushers are probably one of the slightly more organized of the groups. Very local. They typically don't operate outside of New York, and they're led by a very cybernetically enhanced troll named Joey Skullcrusher. I know, very original.
Would Thomas have knowledge on them since he has knowledge of gang activity?
Yes, actually, if you want to roll a logic and or intuition and logic, and then you can add a +2 for gangs.
Let me go ahead. I'll give that a try too as well. Intuition and logic, but got no gangs. So
okay.
6 plus 2, so 8. Just
I got 3 successes.
Okay.
I got 4 successes.
Okay, so Synlanthus, you do know that the Skull Crushers are semi famous. I mean, as far as like local gangs are concerned, you've heard of them, which is, something. They do typically run DEC sectors, typical gang activity, trafficking, protection rackets, stuff like that. Not very sophisticated, very smash and grab, brawlers, stuff like that. And then, Thomas, with your 4 and your knowledge of gangs, the Skull Crushers definitely are, as I said, a little more organized. They're bigger. They typically do kind of reside around the Bronx boroughs. They typically don't stray into Manhattan because that's the Manhattan Marauders territory. They are led by a man or a troll named Joey Skullcrusher. Some accident happened to him and it blew off like almost half of his body. So he's basically half troll, half cyborg. Very fierce, very, very brawling, not crazy bright. They typically, like I said, deal with things with their fists, weapons, things of that nature.
Yeah, Thomas is gonna make a call to his gang leader and see if they can send some people to distract the Skull Crushers.
What's the loyalty of your contact?
Loyalty is 4, connection 5.
Okay. So you make a quick phone call as you're chilling with Felicia on this pseudo rooftop, and you talk to the gang leader, and he says that he can spare a few people to maybe go over and talk for a bit. He won't engage in active combat, but if you want, he can go in, maybe make a deal, do some gang to gang trade, as it were. Give you
Sounds good.
distract a couple people.
Sounds good to me.
Excellent. Okay. Is there a bit of a time limit on this one? You heard any word of like if they're gonna like potentially scrub any of the transactions or anything like that?
Unfortunately, our occupation is our greatest deficit. Right now, as we speak, you are recording, which is part of our contract, but we've delayed Matrix communications into that particular tenement. But we can't do it forever. In about 6 hours, they're going to catch up, and they will probably find out about this meeting.
That's not good.
So we're on a bit of a time crunch here then.
We're on a time crunch till they find out what's going on.
And then
So-
are prepared for us.
Yes, if you want to go without alarm bells ringing, you might want to go sooner rather than later.
All right. Before we go, Lanthus is going to make a call to Simoon just to see if she might be able to provide support as far as if we need to hack into anything, or if we need to need any computer or matrix experience or help.
Oh, Simone?
Simone, yeah.
Okay. Give me a high or low.
I'll go low.
See if she's available.
And considering after what happened, I wouldn't be surprised if she said no.
You do connect, and Simone comes online, asks you, what's up? What do you need?
Okay, so I'd explain to Simoon that hey, we're doing some help with Mythic Creations, trying to figure out what happened as far as the attack. We're trying to see if we can get a trace on a what was it, a wiring of money it was for the contract?
A matrix transfer, essentially.
A matrix. Okay, matrix transfer. And right now we might need a little bit of help. Not right now, but when we get there and once we find the location, we might need a little help as far as being able to get that and do a little bit of basically proof for Mythic Creations of what happened.
There's a brief pause, and then she says that she'll do it. Just give her the location, and she'll be there.
Okay. Perfect. I'll keep you on standby. Let you know we're gonna have to search for it ourselves here. We got a general idea of where it is, but I'll let you know when we pinpointed it exactly.
So she says it sounds like a plan, and she'll be awaiting your call.
Perfect. All right. Anybody else need anything as far as from Mythic Creations or whatnot, or should we just go down there and start looking around here?
I can't think of anything else I need from here right now. I'd rather just get us started and mitigate how much advantage we lose.
Works for me.
Yeah, the sooner the better. I think.
All right, Thomas, you need anything else, or are you good?
I should be good.
All right, let's start making our way there.
All right, Felicia wishes you good luck, and you head down to the Bronx in D sector. So, as you get there, D sector is D sector. It's dirty. It's very like most like future movies where it's kind of like grungy. There's trash everywhere. The buildings are not very well maintained. Very little police presence. Y'all fit right in pretty much.
I believe I said this is where Thomas grew up.
Oh, okay. So
Hey,
yeah,
Tom.
a little familiarity.
At home.
Yeah, other people, as you walk down the streets, other people look at you, and no matter like what kind of weapons, you all get just the whatever, same shit, different day. Gunshots can be heard. Even you. Nope. Even like Dockwagon sometimes has a little bit of trouble in this area. But you eventually get to the address that you were told by Felicia, and you do see 3 kind of large apartment buildings. There's one on the west and east of the block, and then there's one kind of central to it, but pushed back, so it makes kind of a open square. You also see that there's a little courtyard that connects them all. A lot of people kind of milling about. There's barrel fire cans, and just it's very much a gang operated area. You can see lots of weapons, couple lookouts, things like that, just on first blush.
Can Thomas identify what types of gangs are in the area right now?
With your previous role, and you can see with the symbols that this is definitely Skullcrusher territory. It appears they are the only gang operating this area.
Well, there we go.
All right, well, that makes things a little bit more simple.
So what shall we do now? Like we can so we just go in guns blazing?
Oh,
I
no.
would say no.
The guns blazing is the on the way out or last resort options. Because it's not the skull crushers we're after.
Correct.
They're just the idiots in the way.
And I kind of don't want to risk my contacts people.
Mm-hmm. We need to find out the people. We need to find the server farm, find the people in the server farm, and find out if it's the people we're looking for. That's a lot of use of the word people.
As you kind of stand there, you see a couple other, very very much gang members coming up. You see a number of the people that were in the courtyard and whatnot kind of hop off and start heading towards this person. Not angrily, not with any animosity. And eventually, it looks like a small group has formed around the corner of the west building, towards the open face, and you can hear like little shouts of excitement and like yeah, and it looks like you're guessing they probably have started some sort of like gambling or like 3-card Monte or maybe like dice or some hollow dice.
Could be our distraction right there.
Could I do we all want to go as a group, or do we want to sort of split up maybe and go around here as far as look at the buildings and whatnot?
Oh yes.
I mean, I'd say we could split up, but I wouldn't say like go individually because we may need support.
To go by pairs.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to pair up with who?
I'll go with you.
Okay.
Alright,
and
and
then probably Angle
Dark
and Thomas.
Darkson is with you as well. He'll say he can go
Oh.
alone to whatever building or area you guys decide not to do.
All right.
Great.
Okay, cool. Who wants
Good to
to
hear,
go where?
Darkson. Good to have you.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's with his computer issues.
What computer issues? He's right here.
Well, out of character. His
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I say we just pick a building each and see what happens. I mean,
Right.
we need to find that power draw, don't we?
Right. And if anything, if we get into trouble, try to contact one of us, and we can head there to help you.
Okay. Who wants to take what building or which complex?
Bingo, how
Alright,
good are
we
you at how good are you at making people convince, like, how good are you at working a disguise?
And I wouldn't exactly say perfect.
Okay, well, we'll have to go with that. Can I disguise Bengal as a skull crusher?
Roll a charisma and con. I believe that's if you have anything disguised that will aid you.
I'd say we just like pick the far building and work our way inwards. What do you say to that?
Okay. You want to do the central building then first?
Sure.
I have a specialization in con as well.
Oh, okay. So yeah, another +2.
Alright, so that's 12. Oh. 5 successes.
All right. Yeah, he definitely just looks like he's definitely looking like a skull crusher on this one. you
Yeah.
definitely nailed the aesthetic.
Voila, there you go.
Yeah. Neat.
Okay.
So now you are a skull crusher, and I shall just represent the gang that I am friends with. So there we go.
Yeah. I hope they don't
I
ask about the multiple arms.
don't think that would actually be a bad thing. I think they would probably, considering they seem to be more on the physical side, that might not be a bad thing, having multiple arms.
Fair enough.
Before me and Jin go, I want to head over to where I know it was Thomas's probably the distraction and whatnot, but can we head over there? I want to check and see if there's any who's like as far as playing like the game or whatever's going on there, whatever the distraction was being caused. I want to check on some of the Skull Crusher members there.
Sure. Are you looking
No
for anyone
problem.
in particular?
Looking around to see if there's any Skull Crushers who might, I know they're mostly physical, but any of them that might show off like any magical traits, or Jin, if you could look around and see if you notice anybody who might be more on the mage side of things.
Well, I don't have mage vision, but I'll see if I can see anyone who's standing out who looks odd. If you aren't sure.
All right. Intuition, perception.
Okay. Perception is 4, so that's 9. That is 5 successes.
Nice. How about you, Jin?
I'm just getting it all set up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5 successes for me.
All right. Well, yeah, you both take a look at the crowd that's gathered, and there's not a whole lot of magical representation in it. Jin, in particular, you can see maybe like a couple of adepts, just from kind of the tattoos that they have and things of that nature. You can see that they probably follow like traditions and stuff like that. No, you can't really see any full-blown mages. And Skull Crushers are not known for their magic usage, so...
They're more physical enhancements.
Yeah, so adepts make a whole lot of sense.
Adepts are cyber. And I'll point them out to Slanthis and go through. There's a couple of adepts, but
Okay.
That's about it, really.
All right. Be on the lookout if you can. There's a particular target in here that might be of interest to everybody here. Might be a particular mage who's hidden himself in with a group here. Apparently looks like an elf as well. Male.
I'll keep an eye out for any male elves, I guess, or just like anyone that stands out. Is he part? Is he part of the gang, or is he just?
Supposedly, he may be part of the gang, but he wasn't always part of the gang. He, let's put it this way: he did some things to get into the position that he potentially has gotten himself into.
Okay.
So,
All right.
okay. That said, though, all right. I guess let's head to the. Me and Jen will head to the central building.
Okay. That will require you to go kind of all the way around. So you just kind of do like a wide berth, or do you like get in close to the buildings and sneak around?
Jen, which one do you want to do?
I'd say give it a wide berth and then just come in from the outside if you want. If you know what I mean, just work our way back towards where we started from.
Just call for me if you need help. I can talk your way out of it.
Okay,
And I
sounds
can
good.
pretty much give you some muscle.
All
Okay,
right.
we'll just go around the outside, take our time, but sort of shuffle along, but yeah, try not to make it too obvious.
All right. And then Bengal and Thomas, which building are you taking? There's the west and the east building.
Let's take the east.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So we'll start with Bengal and Thomas, since it'll take a little bit for the other two to get around to their destination. So you head to the east building. As you get close, you can see that there are locked doors. The windows are barricaded as well. It is somewhat fortified. You don't really see like a whole lot of cameras. There are cameras, but they're kind of like posted haphazardly. There is one over the door, and then one's in like random angles. So, how would you like to make your approach?
I'm gonna just walk in like otherwise I'm just one of the gang, just smug and otherwise arrogant.
Alice will grab Bengal's shoulder and go, just knock on the door and say you forgot your keys. It happens all the time.
All right, so I'll have you both roll a charisma and con.
All right.
So that's 12 again for me.
Let's see.
I got 6 successes.
Nice.
I got 3.
3. All right. Well, you both head up to the door and give it a knock. A couple seconds pass, and then eventually it opens, and a very large brutish orc opens it, kind of looks you both over. Like, what? What you want?
Yeah, we just want to come in. We just want to see we just newbies, and we're informed to just come to this place.
You here for Aslan?
Yes.
No. All right, fine. You guys are late,
Yeah, and otherwise some guy would pretty much otherwise trying to pretty much put on us, and we just showed them a lesson too.
Oh, good. Glad to hear. Well, he doesn't like people being late, but whatever.
I'm just here representing my boss to see what the competition has. All in peacefulness, though.
All right, gee, well, as long as the boss is all right with it. And he proceeds to kind of give you the nod, the follow me nod, and lead you inside.
All right.
Intuition perception checks.
All right.
Okay.
Roll. I got 1 success.
I got a 5.
Ah, nice.
Thomas was feeling a bit too proud of himself.
So, kind of make your way in. Most of the rooms don't have doors and are not really being used for anything except for like people gathering, doing Nova Coke and other types of drugs, or just random storage. As you get up to the 3rd floor, which is about midway through the building, however, Bengal, you get the distinctive smell of blood. And it gets stronger as you approach what appears to be kind of like a common area or maybe a kitchen.
I see you pretty much have fresh meat in there. By the smells of it.
Yeah, you know it. The orc just kind of stops as you get close to the door that separates you from the common area. It's like, all right, do your thing. I ain't going in there.
All right.
And proceeds to walk away. A door stands before you.
Okay, well, let's open it.
Thomas just gestures to the door. You first. I mean, you are the skull crusher here.
All right, no problem.
All
I
right.
open the door.
You open the door. As you open the door, now both of you can definitely get the fetid stench of old and new blood. As you look around, and it appears that this whole area has been converted into a slaughterhouse, basically. Except instead of cows and pigs, there are chains and hooks with very humanoid body parts hanging on them. And
fun.
yes, the floor is covered in tarps, which have pools again of dried and wet blood. And in the middle of it, though, the oddity of the whole room is that it looks like kind of a stone altar type deal. But as you kind of like look at, there's a lot of blood from the altar too, and you see a tray full of like various cutting tools. But as you're looking at that, you hear kind of a higher pitched voice kind of coming from the side, and you turn to see an elf in like long leather gloves and a butcher's smock. And goes, "It's about damn time. I've been having these parts sitting here waiting for disposal. How am I expected to do my job if you guys are so late?"
Yeah, I mean, think right now there's been some gang shit that happening now and then. It's not exactly easy to get here without otherwise getting attacked by some people who pretty much think they're better than us.
Well, isn't that what we're here for? Oh, and Thomas, you do notice that he does have a gang tattoo for the Skull Crushers. So he is definitely a gang member from your knowledge.
Okay.
And he continues like, "So trifling concerns are your deal. I am here to provide you with magical support, but I can't do that if I do not satisfy my patron. I require you to get these parts out and to get me 2 more bodies."
2 more bodies, huh?
Yes. And this time try to at least keep them half alive. The other one came in and perished before I could do anything. Totally worthless.
What exactly do you do here? Just curious.
I already told you. The elf kind of like looks at you and like moves forward. And as he does, you can kind of see like his eyes briefly turn like an orangish red. You may be low on the totem pole, but your boss should have told you all by now. I provide protection. You provide protection. That's the deal. Now get me fresh bodies.
I think there's a little bit of a misunderstanding between you and me. See, I'm just here looking around for my boss so that my boss and your boss can have some good relations.
Oh, perhaps you're here to be the sacrifice. Have you perhaps thought of that? In
I
which case,
don't think so.
If we were, then think right now, it's not. Think right now, if it were, you pretty much think we would come here willingly.
I don't know. Stranger things have happened, and it would boost your cred, as it were. Someone needs to hop on this altar, though. I don't care who.
Are you sure?
Sorry, what was that?
Are you sure about that? Any person can be on that altar?
Yes, as long as they're alive, and I can prepare them in the manner that I need. But first, before you do that, if you're not here to go on the altar, take out these rotting body parts. They ruin the mood. And
Alice just pats Bagels back. Get to it, Skull Crusher. I'm just gonna go out there.
Sure. Right now, when we clean up these bodies.
he gestures to about 8 or 10 trash bags that are very lumpy and most of them leaking. Do hurry.
Let's do a perception check to see if there's anything interesting other than body parts around.
Okay, go for it. Intuition perception.
All right.
Okay. I got a 1.
I also got a 1.
All right, so you don't really notice a whole heck of a lot. You do see
Too many bodies.
Too many bodies, yes. You do notice there is a shrine. Definitely, this guy is definitely a mage of some sort.
I have to ask, what are these bodies for a sacrifice? I'm just curious because so far, my boss just told me about getting you 2 bodies, but I want to know. I want to know what kind, why you need these.
He kind of sighs. It's like, I really don't think I should have to explain it. All you need to know is that these provide protection, and that it fulfills my end of the bargain in more than one way. And now you're going to if you want to keep asking questions, I suggest you hop up on this altar so that I can work while I do so. Otherwise, do your job. And he proceeds to walk towards the little shrine that's put up. And you notice that he's barefoot, and as he walks and he steps in the pool of blood, the blood starts to boil underneath his feet.
Not good. We should go.
No, right now I'm gonna try to be here.
Pause. And now we're going to the central building. Jin and Solanthus. You have made your way to the central tenement building. Like the east and west building, you see that there are a number of fortifications. Doors are locked, bars, weird camera angles, along with the one on the door.
All right. Let me do a real quick call in to Thomas and Bengal, just to check in with them. I go to Thomas and say, hey, and obviously just through the comm link there, like, hey Thomas, have you come across anything?
Thomas will leave the room and just go over his sub-vocal mic and say, there's the guy who is boiling blood with his feet.
Can you tell me a little bit more? What does he look like, or what is he?
A elf, and it seems like he's doing human sacrifices.
Okay. Is his name Aslan?
I think that's what we were told when we got here, yes.
Okay, just so you're aware, and so Bengal's aware as well. I'll let you in on this. That's a target that I'm after. He's to be killed, and I'm supposed to assassinate him. So, don't
You,
engage him unless you absolutely have to. He is probably on the Inferni side, so he probably is well versed in fire magic, potentially. I don't know more than that. I'm just giving you some very basic things. Try not to anger him too much. However, if possible, if you can potentially look around, there might be a possible way for me to get into his room or get him out of his room to where I could potentially take a shot at him. That's fine, but we'll do that later. Just
um,
keep that in mind for now.
we have ability to find 2 bodies. Yes, sir. I think we can bring those 2 bodies here for the situation, if you know what I mean.
Interesting. Okay. If you can possibly try and stall him, Jin and I are going to take a look around, and we're going to see what's in this building here first, because this is a little bit more important than that for right now, because time is of the essence.
Of course. Bring the bodies outside. Well, bring the bodies outside, and then we bring it up to this guy, and then otherwise we will. Then otherwise we will. When you finish what you need to do, bring the bodies. We bring the bodies safely to the front doors, and to our designated spot, and then otherwise we're able to bring in to the altar for this guy.
Okay, gotcha. All right, perfect. All right, I'll keep you updated as soon as me and Jen find anything else.
Copy.
All right. So so as far as the building, it looks like the same thing you said as far as for like the other building where it's just sort of haphazard and whatnot.
Yes.
Okay. Jin, do you want to look around and see if there's any potential other ways we can get in, or do we just look for any side doors or maybe a fire escape or something?
I'm wondering if there's anything I can use to be able to. I mean, the server farm would be giving off a massive amount of heat, and it would need a massive amount of cooling.
Real quick, could I do Corvus's viewer request by having Thomas go back in and say, I just got a message from my boss. He told me I need to do that.
Yep, we can have you do that when we get back.
Okay.
All right. Jin,
Okay.
what were you saying?
Okay.
Well-
Yeah. So for what Jen was saying. Sorry. Go ahead.
We came here looking for a server farm, basically, because that's where the exchange was done. So that would give out either a massive amount of heat, or they'd have a lot of cooling, which would be giving out thermal fluctuations. Either way, I am not wrong on that. I do believe.
You're correct.
That would be correct. I could potentially scan the building with some thermographic vision.
And it would be fairly well better equipped than this would be in theory.
Right. Do we also, can we take a look around, see if there might be any excessive power lines to the building, or like any type of like cooling, like rooftop cooling systems or anything like that, as far as like anything that would look unusual compared to the other buildings?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If we could just the buildings for like any, rather than like trying to break into one, let's just check the buildings out first and see if we find one that stands out. Because we've got to two other buildings to check out.
Yes, technically.
Well, probably one at that point now, given the other one. But yeah, we could at least do that.
All right. So roll in intuition and perception.
Only got 3 successes myself, but would my thermographic goggles and things help with this at all?
Yes, they will. All right.
Sarathon, if you were talking, I think your mic cut out.
Oh, did yes, it will help lower the threshold for.
Okay.
Okay, I have thermographic vision as well. Okay.
Yes.
Would my engineering or anything come into play with that?
Yes. I'll give you a +2 using engineering.
Oh, okay. Let me re-roll my dice then. Shoot. Okay. Wait, that's, oh my god, I can't count. Okay. Jeez, I cannot math this today.
Oh, don't do your bills.
4 successes for me.
Okay, so with looking through thermographic and then with the aid of the engineering aspect for Synlanthus, you get that this building, or these buildings, sorry, are definitely wired way different than the buildings around it. They have a lot of juice getting pumped into them. There's wires everywhere. This was not a very well done job. And they look like they center point them all on the roof, along with cooling towers. And though it's hard to see from ground level, it seems like they're pumping a lot of water from these cooling towers to the central building.
So it looks like we're in the right place anyway.
Okay. All right. So it looks like that. All right. Yeah, it looks like we found our target here. All right. So now that we've narrowed it down, how do we want to get in?
If the cameras are, you said that we observed that the cameras are plonked on haphazardly. Would any of them? Would we be able to find like a blind spot between them if we examine where the cameras are?
Yes. You can tell there are several blind spots, except for the ones that are purposely put over the door. It doesn't really look like they were put anywhere to make like full coverage. It seems like they were put on there rather hastily and at the last minute.
Okay, so this is probably was set up fairly relatively recently then. Okay. Can we, as far as like for the blind spots, are there any like windows or anything that we could sort of like get in, see if we could get in that way, or there's like other doors, like side doors or side entrances or anything like that?
Roll another intuition perception.
Okay. Just straight this time without anything.
Correct.
Okay.
I only got 2 myself.
3 for me.
There are a couple blind spots over a couple windows. A lot of them are barred. There are some, though, that you can see that are just kind of like plywooded over. With enough pushing, you could probably get over to the other side. It doesn't look like there's any easy point of access, though, to no open windows or anything like that. You do also see a fire escape. There is one of those as well.
Okay, servers, they're either going to be up high or they're going to be underground. There's not too many on the middle floors. So do you want to try and go through one of the plywood windows, maybe? Plywooded over windows?
I would say that's probably the best bet, unless it's a trap, but we won't go until we get in there, will we? So
exactly. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and try and go through one of the plywood windows. We'll try and just, I guess, pry up the plywood, like with a crowbar or something else, or if there's like anything around that's just lying around.
All right. First, I'll have you roll an agility and stealth.
Okay. Agility and stealth. Oh, good. That's one of my specialties. Hey. That came in handy. 4 successes.
All right. You sneak on over. Seems like you get there without being detected. Over to one of the areas that you spotted that looks loose. You can see that there is like a bit of a gap between like the plywood of this one and the window itself. Not enough that you could like squeeze through without doing anything to it, but it's not very secure.
Can I go over as well?
Yes, agility stealth.
Agility stealth, because if it's loose, oh really? I got 1 success. out of 9.
It's the way the dice roll sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, so you sneak over as well. You kind of like stumble a little bit. There's a lot of like debris and like garbage and stuff. And as you're getting to the window, you think you made it all the way there, but then you kind of see someone off like near the corner of the building, maybe doing like a patrol or something, and they seem to have noticed you and are starting to come in your direction.
I would like to cast a spell, please.
Okay.
I'd like to do my Triad Phantasm and make a. I mean, are they noticing me, or do they know something that's happened over here? That's the thing.
They appear. You're not quite sure. They probably noticed movement. Doesn't look like they spotted you directly because they rolled very poorly.
Yeah, I'll do my Triad Phantasm and make myself disappear while making a cat or some sort of like a dog or something, like some sort of larger wild animal scamper away,
All right.
as it were.
Roll your magic check.
Which for me is charisma and sorcery, I believe it was. Is that right for doing the check for magic from this guy? It's been so long, my brain's just not having it these days.
If you picked your shamanism score or whatever it was, and you chose charisma, then yeah, you would do charisma. I think it's a charisma or
It's charisma for me, but I'm trying to remember if it's willpower to cast it or if it's magic to cast it.
Oh,
no,
it's
it's magic. Magic to cast. Willpower is for your drain.
That
Yeah.
was it. That was it.
Yeah,
Okay, so
zero
it's
point
charisma plus.
charisma.
Yeah, so it's 5 successes on that,
All right. Roll your drain quick.
which is then the magic plus willpower, isn't it?
Willpower plus charisma.
Say that again.
Willpower plus charisma.
Willpower plus charisma. Oh,
Because you're a shaman, and shaman is
Yeah.
charisma for drain.
3 successes on that, and my Tri-Phantasm drains 4, so it's only 1 down. That's not
Yeah,
too bad.
one.
1 stun.
One's done. That's not
That's
bad.
it. So you illusion yourself from a kitsune into like a large.
No, I'm making myself invisible
Oh, yeah.
while making the animal scamper away.
Ah, okay. The guy.
There's no point in me leaving the area, so.
Gotcha. So you do the illusion. The guy kind of goes up, looks at sees a large creature scamper away, kind of goes over to the fencing area where you guys have come in from, and keeps like kind of like looking around, but doesn't really seem to do anything. He's still in kind of the general area. So what would you like to do then? He does not seem to have noticed you or Samantha at the window, but you are a bit exposed.
All right. Do we want to go ahead and try and get through the window there? I could try and.
Technically, for the time being, we're still invisible to his perception. So if you want to try and gently make your way in, I'll maintain the spell.
Okay, I'll try and see if I can, pry off some of the plywood, get enough of us so that we can slip in there.
You can cut it open with a monowire if you want to do it quietly.
Actually, yeah. You know what? I will. Yeah, that's right. I have that. I'll actually reach into the skin pocket that Sinlanthus has between his wings, and he'll go ahead and pull out his Cobra Fang, which is basically a monofilament whip, and he'll go ahead and just try to real quietly slice through the plywood there.
I mean, it's plywood versus monofilament. I don't know which one's going to win.
Very true. Give me agility and stealth to do so, to cut quietly, or to keep the plywood from making noise.
Sure, again, should get the right value. Okay, that's 11. God, I love rolling so many dice. Feels so good. 4 again. Wow. All right, being consistent at least.
You're quiet as a mouse. You cut a large swath, just kind of a large circle to create more gap between the wall and the plywood. As it kind of falls to the ground, you gently put it aside and kind of slide your way in, Jin following right behind, and you are inside the building. It smells just awful in here. It looks like they've used this as kind of like a garbage floor. Just like inside the room, you're kind of having to be careful to step over like bags of garbage and stuff like that. But there's no one around that you can see.
All right. Since we got nobody around here, can we, or I would say Jen will probably do the same thing, but can we check and see if we can see any unusual heat signatures, like up or down, or as far as like any of the wiring job, if it's leading anywhere?
Yes. Actually, now that you're inside, you can see that there is a lot of wiring, and that it all appears to be leading in a direction, but it's definitely not this floor.
Okay, is it top floor or is it going down?
You can.
Or well, we're technically on the ground floor, so I guess it would just be up.
Yeah, you probably, with your engineering, believe that it's going upwards.
Okay, so I'd look over to Jin and say, "All right, looks like we're heading up there. So we want to keep doing this real quietly, then."
Yeah, I would. Switch over to like night vision or dark vision on my goggles, and we're just going to see if we can just keep ourselves quiet through the building.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna keep my Cobra Fang out, since it's not super quiet, but it's definitely more quiet even than a silent rifle or pistol.
All right, and pause.
Okay,
And
then.
go over to Bengal and Thomas. You have just received the words from Sinlanthus and had your conversation, and someone wants to be a sacrifice.
Okay.
I guess I gotta be a sacrifice.
No, I will be the sacrifice. You go get just because you. I will walk to Thomas and tell him I'll be the sacrifice, as I know that you're more magically adept, just in case if he tried to do something.
I am not magic.
But just try to get the others. I will try to. Hold on for as much as I can.
Wouldn't it be better if you were not tied up because you can fight? I cannot.
All right, go ahead.
You have multiple limbs. You can punch him a whole lot.
Or I could just hold, or we could just hold him down and just carry him out. I mean, technically right now, he did say dispose of the bodies, and they want to notice if we have an extra bag.
I did already say that my boss told me to do it.
I know, but we're not exactly killing him. We just knocking him unconscious.
The elf kind of looks up from his where he was at his shrine and says, "I don't see bags moving."
Sorry, sir. We're just talking about the body that we just recently got. That otherwise we here for you. We're just telling these newbies who was working under me how to get them to you. That's all.
Okay.
Fine, just get them out.
Yeah, go ahead and do that, and I will see if I can talk with him a little bit. Maybe try and distract him while he's getting it set up.
All right.
If you want to try knocking him out, go for it.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. So what are you doing, Thomas?
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, Thomas is gonna approach the altar, I guess.
As you approach the altar, you get a sense of like foreboding, like a very existential sense of dread.
I see.
Elf looks up at you. It's like, "Can I help you?"
So I did just get a message from my boss that I am supposed to be the sacrifice or one of them.
I see. Well, unexpected, but I guess this is a welcome reprieve. Why don't you go ahead and hop up on the altar then? And we shall get started, as long as your friend keeps dealing with the refuse.
Of course. I'm just pretty much still getting. I'm just bringing all these back together. So it's just kind of hard to handle. That's all. Just handling two things at once about these bumbling idiots with the bodies. The other bodies, of course.
Very good.
Alice is gonna take another look around the room, see if there's an alternate door.
Yes, there's the door that you came in. There's another door that leads kind of out. Well, there's three doors basically. One that you came in, the one that's opposite of it, and then one on a wall away from the altar.
Okay. I guess while Thomas is hitting on the altar, he's gonna say subvocally. He's gonna subvocally message Solanthus about the other doors.
All right, they get that message. As you hop up on the altar, you can definitely feel magic radiating from this stone. You can almost hear the faint sound of screaming in your ears as the elf kind of almost happily makes his way up to the altar, getting his things ready, his utensils, which you can tell also are imbued with magic. He kind of looks down at you. He's like, "Well, not every day that someone gets voluntold to be a sacrifice. I do hope you don't have regrets about this."
It's
Nice.
pretty
Slowly
loud.
get close to him.
Nope. Thomas first and then one.
Thomas is just gonna shout, "It's pretty loud up here."
And I get slightly closer to him, just making just to make sure that not to look suspicious, getting ready to hit him on the head to knock him unconscious.
Okay. And then, Thomas, I actually have to ask you, because I'm not quite sure, do you have any open contracts with Cinder right now?
The open contracts. I think all my stuff with him was done. I think because I have the dragon crystal and stuff, and I don't think he's told me anything else about it.
Nope, not yet. So, all right.
Oh yeah, and what was my goal again? Pretty much put a gift in what building?
Just close to the targets at hand.
Okay.
I'm checking back real quick. Yeah, I don't think I have any open contracts with him.
Okay. So he kind of stands over you and takes one of the scalpels. It's like, heart or head. It's always tough to decide which one goes first.
As he pretty much thinking about it, I will literally hit him on the head to knock him unconscious.
Okay, so I need you to roll your attack.
Okay. Let's see.
Was it unarmed combat?
This would be unarmed combat, yes. If he's just boinking with a fist.
Not the club.
Oh, the club. So then it'd be melee combat, yes.
Okay. Melee.
Please be a rather sturdy club.
Okay, let's see.
Just don't knock his block
Should
off.
Should be your close combat agility, Juan. If
Okay.
you forgot, should be those two stats.
And agility. So 13. Give Lady Luck.
Nope, I apply Lady Luck, so don't worry about that.
Would this be considered a sneak attack?
No, actually.
Okay. 7.
All right. So you kind of raise your hand up to strike him and bring down the club, and you hit something. But when you look down, the elven mage has kind of apparated a couple inches away from the altar, and his visage looks much different. He still looks elven, but when you look at him, he, aside from like a face of pure rage, his eyes are glowing orange. He's got fangs, horns have grown in. He has a very demonic-looking tail, and he hisses, "Betrayers!"
Must will roll off the altar. Nope.
And one Tiller or Bengal, I need you to roll a dodge,
Okay. What do I need to roll? Like
intuition, and reaction.
all right, intuition and reaction. 4.
4. You catch a scalpel in the face. Luckily, it did not hit your eye, which is what he was aiming for. However, I need you to roll a body check.
Okay.
That uses up a luck.
Four.
All right, you take 1 point of physical damage, and you are bleeding as you pull it out. And normally it would just be like, oh, I got a cut, but it just keeps bleeding. Like like you put your hand up to stop it, it will not stop. So you took a point of physical there. Thomas, what would you like to do? We're going to do this kind of loosey-goosey initiative.
Okay. Let's see. I wish I invested in flashbangs. Oh wait, I do have them. Wonderful. Yeah. So can I throw a flashbang at him? Or stun grenade, I guess.
You certainly can.
Okay. What would that be?
Oh, it'll be agility and throwing weapons.
Would throwing weapons be under firearms?
Or...
Or
Oh, shoot. What did they put under? Because they did get rid of throwing weapons. I think it's agility and athletics now.
Athletics is throwing.
Yes, athletics. Thank
Okay.
you.
I had the skills tables up just in case.
I was just about to turn to myself.
I got 4 successes.
All right. You throw a flashbang, and it. Let's see. I gotta roll his dodge. Oh wow. He actually dodged that. So you throw it towards throw it towards him. It lands in like one of the blood pools, and you suddenly, like, as you're looking down, the blood pool kind of like rises up, and then he's gone. And then you see him in another blood pool a couple of feet away, right before the flashbang goes off. And everyone's kind of got a little ringing ears.
Bingo, let's get out of here.
And the elf... Actually, hold on, let me roll for the elf quick.
No, you get out of here. I try to contact the others and tell them to hurry up and get here quickly. Get them, and I handle this guy as much as I can.
It's gremlins. Nisbet will say yes. So when he looks at you specifically, Thomas, he kind of gets one of those little, like, cocky, sly half grins, like, now I see. You work for Cinder the Betrayer. Now you're going to join him. And I need both of you to roll intuition and reaction as he kind of like his entire body engulfs in this weird bloody fire before he explodes.
Okay.
Well, he explodes outwards. He doesn't explode, but the fireball does.
I got 3 successes.
Okay.
I got a 6.
All right. So, Bengal, you kind of like jump behind the altar. Unfortunately, Thomas, you're caught up in the blast. So I need you to roll body and armor, and if you have any fire resistance, that will apply.
Okay. Let's see. My armor's 4, so that's 7. And I got 4 fire resistance,
All right, you can apply those as well to your pool.
so it's a +4 as well.
Oh, actually, it's +2. It's half fire resistance because it's
Okay.
blood fire.
That's that. I got 3 successes.
All right, so you are going to take 3 physical damage.
Okay.
And I need both you and Bengal to make a body and strength check to avoid getting blown out of the building.
All right. Ten.
I got 0.
Oh no.
I'm
Alright.
gone.
So, pause. Jin, are you back?
Yeah, I just forgot to unmute my headset.
Perfect.
I'm gonna
Jin,
go flying through a building.
Jin and Sinlanthus, you have snuck into the building and are looking around.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
Have we found anything yet? I mean, we determined that we need to go up to the roof, didn't we? Or that's what at least we think we
At
need
least
to do.
at least one of the upper floors. We can try and follow the wiring and see where everything is.
Yeah, head towards like. Are we picking up any like thermal signatures, or is X-ray picking up anything? Perhaps.
You are actually picking up what appears to be a blank spot in the floors higher up.
Right,
As
so
though
let's
being
head towards
shielded.
that, I guess.
And it covers quite a significant amount of the floor as well for that blank spot.
All right, let's head up there. We'll try and keep it stealthy and to be on the lookout for any cameras and any patrols or anything like that.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
How much does it cost to get an edge back?
It
If you
is
earn one.
5 times your edge rating.
Okay.
Or towards your next edge rating. So if you're getting edge 2, it's 10. Edge 3 is
Okay.
15. So yes. So you two kind of stealthily move up. You don't really see anyone here, which is kind of interesting because as you kind of go up to the higher floors, you can look out into the other tenement buildings and see people moving around, especially the west building. And as you get to the 3rd floor, you're greeted with a very unusual sight. As you get up to the area near the common, what would be like the common room near the center, it's actually like steel door bolted shut. And there's a camera looking into the hallway. Much more sophisticated than what's down below.
Right. I think we found our server room potentially here.
So that's what I'm thinking. I can try and phantasm again if you want, but I make no guarantees. It fools cameras.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. All right, give it a try. And worst comes to worst. Actually, how long is the hallway?
It's pretty long actually. You're looking at probably like 20 meters.
So it's about 60 some feet. Okay. Examining the hallway, is there anything unusual, like examine it for like I guess like tripwires or pressure plate switches or like anything that we could potentially see? That and are there like any other doors or anything, or is it just a long hallway?
Intuition perception.
Okay. Two successes that time.
All the doors to the other rooms have been taken off, just like the lower floors. As you're kind of like looking and seeing, trying to figure out if there's any other booby traps or anything like that, you do catch a glimpse of like an uneven floor underneath the carpet, which could be a pressure switch or a couple pressure switches, or it could just be shitty construction. But that's all you really get.
Both would be classified as traps in this place.
Yeah.
That's very true. Yeah, or like one of those holes you like that somebody threw a carpet over because that's a really smart idea. Let's just not tell anybody there's a hole there. All right, I'd go to the gym and be like, all right, well let's try and avoid any uneven parts of the ground here. Go ahead, try your Triad Phantasm. If I can get closer, I might be able to jam the camera at the very least.
Right. I'll try it. So I'm trying to make the camera think the corridor looks perfectly normal, and anyone looking down the corridor doesn't see us. It just looks like the corridor as is normal.
Okay.
6 successes.
Nice.
Rolling for drain. Oh, I take it off stun.
All right.
But it's only one. It's only one.
So you make your way down. Oh. So you make your.
Sorry, go ahead.
You make your way down. It takes a few minutes, but you avoid like all the kind of like uneven patches. As you get closer to the door, however, it opens, and there is a very, let's just call him like very large dwarf holding a minigun pointed down at the hallway. He doesn't fire, and he's kind of like looking. Keeps looking, and then after about like 30 seconds he kind of like lowers the minigun down. It's like must have been a sensor malfunction, and then proceeds
Return to my post.
and then proceeds to kind of close the door again.
That's a thing.
Okay, well, that was a good thing you did that. All right. And I'm keeping this very low, of course. How close can we get to the door? As far as with that, like with one of the side doors, like how close to the regular steel door?
Probably about 2-3 meters away.
Okay. And as far as the steel door, is it just like is it just a regular like lock door, or is it like a key code pad or something, or?
It's coded, key coded, so like numbers, number lock.
Got it. Okay. All right, Jin. What do you want to? We can get closer. Well, I'll assume we can get as close as we can, and we're going like one of the rooms. Be like, all right, Jin. So we know somebody's in there, which I kind of have expected. What do you want to do to try and?
I would say we keep. Well, if he decides to come out and start firing for any reason, we need to keep low because he's probably going to be aiming at human level, not below that. But my problem is how we're going to get to that door without him noticing. He's very on the ball.
Okay, so it's clear from what he said there was a sensor or something that was tripped. Can I take another look down the hallway and see if there might have been something we potentially stepped on or missed, or maybe it was like a laser sensor pattern or something like that or like anything that might look out of place, like I don't know, maybe like one of those statues or something that has like that might have a sensor in it.
Yes, you can make another intuition perception check.
Okay.
I'll assist with that one. I'll do it myself, should I say? And there goes the dogs.
Okay, 4 successes that time, so a little bit better than last time.
Intuition. That one. Well, I got 3 successes myself. I don't know if X-ray or anything helps with this because it helped me see electronics are exposed to them.
Yep,
It
it does help with the threshold. So both of you, like as you're looking around again, like that was weird. Why that dwarf like pop up? You do see that there are areas that look like where the siding of like the walls have been opened up and stuff like that, you notice that there are laser sensors, probably like one each section of hallway. So there's like, you know, the two doors, like apartment style, and then in that next wall between the two next two doors, there are some sort of laser sensors set up. Excuse me.
Gotcha. Okay. Since we have him sort of on alert here, and we've made it up this far here, how about we try and trigger? My idea was we could try and trigger one of the sensors down the hall,
and bring him out.
potentially, like, and bring him out, get him to investigate, and then we run in, and we can at least get inside.
If he closes the door behind him, though, which, considering how on the ball he is, I'm assuming he would.
Unless, well, that, or we could get him to panic, or we could just do this maybe a couple times and get him really frustrated to where he might just get so pissed off that he will just get real gruff, and then just go out and just be like, out of heck with this, and just forget to close the door.
Well, there is that possibility. We could also try and see what the pin pad number is when he goes back in.
All right, let's. All right.
Do we have anything that we can use to just get close and see that pin pad?
I do have some vision magnification on my goggles that I'm wearing. I could try and potentially see what he's doing there.
I'm just seeing if I've got anything that would be useful for this, but I don't have any. I've got vision magnification, ultrasound. Might be able to pick something up. If we both stand either side of the corridor, just keep low, just in case he decides to start firing, because I think he probably will.
Yeah, I'll stay in one of the rooms there. Can we look for something to around the room, or something to just throw out into the hallway and see if we can get the laser sensors to trip again?
Sure, there's plenty of debris around. It's not hard to find something.
It's harder or easy?
Easy. It's easy to find something.
Okay. All right. I'll just go ahead. I'll pick up, like, I guess, a plank of, like, a small plank or like piece of plywood or something, and just look down the hallway, and go ahead and just throw the plywood down the hallway.
So as you're about to throw the piece of plywood, you hear an explosion. And as you're kind of like in between like the doors, because that's a safe spot where the lasers aren't, you look out the window to see a like very vibrant reddish orange flame take out about 5 of the windows in the middle of the east building. And along with that, a wolf-like figure flies out of it as well and heads towards the ground in a particularly dazzling fashion. And Thomas, I need you to roll a body and armor.
Are you switching? Are you switching over now?
Are you switching over then?
Well, stuff is happening now, and now it concerns both buildings.
Okay.
Can I burn an edge to have myself land in the arms of one of the gang guys below?
Roll your body and armor first. We'll see if you're actually alive at this point.
Okay.
That bodes well for you.
Yeah.
Glad I was packing heavy armor this mission, just in case.
Thomas.
Okay, so.
Oh wow.
Mm. Okay. So that. Does the fire resistance still go in, or?
This is fall damage.
Okay.
If you were falling from orbit, you'd resist the fire from the orbit form, not the
That's
impact.
I got 3.
All right, so let's see, 3rd floor. It's 2 initial plus 1 for each. So, you take 4 physical, and then high or low.
High.
So you actually take 3 physical as you land on like a pile of like stuff with like mattresses and stuff, and you bounce slightly, and then you do land in the arms of like one of the other members of the gang as you smoke. Very sizzly.
Well, that was a nice how do you do.
And suddenly, all hell breaks loose as the gang who is down kind of gambling and whatnot are all suddenly like going to arms. There's the fact that the east building is now on fire, and people kind of running towards that, people running towards the central building, people running out of the western building, and just kind of milling around. So now you're all technically together in the same scene, so what would you like to do?
I'm gonna heal.
And I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna get ready to attack this elf again.
When the flames subside, you actually don't see the elf anymore. You do see like a large charred hole in the ceiling above.
Great. He left. All right. Time to go.
I would actually no, I'm sorry. I'll wait till see what happens there.
Okay.
As far as whether the dwarf comes out or not.
Yes, actually, and like as you're kind of like looking at each other, Jin and Salanthus, you're kind of like, what the hell? The door does open, and just the elf or the dwarf comes out, goes to like one of the nearby windows, like, what in the blazes?
Literally.
Yeah, sees what happened in the east building. It's like, ah, that fucking elf! I knew it shouldn't have anywhere around him. And then proceeds to go back towards the door, which has closed by that point. It's like, these are automatic doors! And he punches in the code, dragging the minigun behind him.
Can we see if we can catch that code?
Intuition perception. And you get bonus, and the threshold's lower because of your magnification.
Okay.
I just tabbed out by accident.
Oh, no!
There it is.
Oh wow, jeez. Okay, 6 that time for me.
Only 2 for me.
Really on. Salanthus is really on point with that. He was just waiting.
Yeah, Salanthus, you see him, like, it's like, 6, 1, 4. And he's like, cancel. 6, 1, 2, cancel. 6, 2, 1, 4, 5, 7, 0. And it turns green. He's like, oh, thank God. And then he just, like, proceeds to run up with the minigun, like, kind of clanking behind him.
No, is it actually on dragging on the floor? Is it just like...
Yeah, it's probably sparking a little dragging on the floor because he kind of just tried to get it off him for speed, but still connected to him.
Can I actually go up to the I got an idea. I'm gonna sort of run up behind the dwarf, and just sort of like not tap him on the shoulder, but be like, yo, did you just see that massive explosion outside? It's like, holy shit, what's going on?
Charisma and con.
Oh, good. This is where I'm kind of glad I had high charisma. Give me a second. I gotta find my. Oh, come on. Where's my sheet?
Okay.
I'd like to stay in the shadows and have a cattle prod ready.
Okay.
Charisma and con?
Yes.
Okay. That's gonna be that's gonna be a handful.
That can't be right.
5 successes.
Kind of like look back to you, kind of startled that there's anyone there in the first place. Like, where did you come from? What is going on?
Oh, sorry. Actually, I was just coming over to warn you about what was going on with well, a little too late now, but it was that what was his name? That crazy elf that just blew stuff up. Aslan. That's right, Aslan.
Fucking Aslan. That's what you get for trusting the corp type. I don't care how many tattoos he gets on him. Fucking mages.
Yeah, apparently he's been having a bit of a problem. I think he had a bit of a proverbial meltdown, it looks like. He seems to be going a bit wild, and the members were telling me to come up to you since they know you got the heavy firepower. They might need a little help from you to get him subdued if necessary. Yeah, he's been going on a bit of a rampage.
Well, you tell them fuckers it's not my problem. I'm here to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to protect the asset. If you didn't want to take care of a crazy mage, then they should have thought of that and called the MIU.
Yeah, they said for me to go ahead and just tell you if you can, just go ahead and lend them the minigun firepower. If you want, I can go and watch the door for you at least until you get back. And Sinlanthus would break out his Yamaha ride and just, sort of have it ready and be like, I'll stay here and wait until you get back, and then, yeah. But yeah, they want the minigun. If anything, at least to threaten him. So, yeah. It's a bit of a hellhole out there.
Okay, looks like, oh, they want the minigun, do they? Well, I'll give them the minigun. And then proceeds to go over to like one of the windows and just fires on the east building. Take that, you fucking hellspawn! Goddamn mages!
But
Just-
while he's doing that, can I try and punch in the key code real quick and get in the door?
Yes.
Whatever the code is, like 6214570.
Yeah, just, the code. It's a long code, but you managed to get all of it.
This will just be brushing himself off.
Yes, down in the courtyard, there's a lot of confusion. You see your guys are proceeding to withdraw.
Probably a good idea.
You and Jim, what are you up to? You now hear the sound of minigun fire and see someone firing on the east building from the central building.
I'm going to thank the guy for catching me, take a picture with him, and then brush myself off a little more, and see if I can find Bengal.
Right.
And I would say, what the fuck that attacking their own buildings?
Yes, you are now under a hail of gunfire as someone is firing just randomly at that building that you are in still. Not very well. It seems more of an agitated fire than anything. Also, the building is on fire.
Well then, time to take the more drastic way down. And I would jump out the window.
I'm not catching you.
Roll agility and athletics to land safely.
Okay, you're doing athletics. 5.
Oh, nice. You land on the ground, kind of like jump from like sill to sill. Land on the ground. There's debris, like flaming debris behind you as you get to the ground floor. Skull crushers everywhere. Thanks to your disguise, they don't really seem to pay you any mind. They're mostly trying to set up what appears to be a perimeter.
Probably get out of here before he comes back.
Sinlanthus, in the meantime, once he gets inside the room, he would actually like radio Juan and Thompson, be like, well, I'm going to assume that was Aslan, and I gave you fair warning. I don't know what the hell you did, but did he get away, or is he still around? I didn't hear
know.
anything he said.
He blew up. I don't know.
Okay. Do what you can to survive. And if you can, try and keep him in the area. I've got a pretty decent vantage point coming up here. Also, watch the minigun fire. There's a very pissed off dwarf up here who does not like this guy either. So yeah, just be careful.
Well, I gotta head to that building. Like, if you otherwise give us information if this is a target, and we head there, and I have to. But right now we're.
Yeah, don't head to the central building where we are. Try and stay in the courtyard if you can. But try and keep Aslan away from others unless he gets really pissed off. But yeah, just try and stall him again if possible.
I think we already passed the point of pissing him off.
Bengal, do you want to handle distracting him while I go to the other building we haven't checked yet?
Alright. Okay, if otherwise right now, I'm gonna hand you this box and tell you, I need you. If otherwise it's not the target, I want you to put it in there for me.
Okay.
Alright. Let's
Okay.
see if otherwise this guy is tough as he is.
Jin, what are you up to?
I think I'm tempted to try and see if I can sneak up on the dwarf and do a stealth attack with a cattle prod on him.
I'm gonna try and take him out.
They want the minigun.
I wouldn't mind the minigun, but he's also a very large. He's also a dwarf with a minigun right where I am, and I just got locked out of the room.
Well, you could go with
You could go with me.
Sinlanthus. Like that's
You want the
perfectly
minigun?
acceptable. I kind of assume that's actually what you already did, but if you want to attack the dwarf, or you can go in with Sinlanthus, he's part of your triad, so you see him do it. So,
You want the minigun?
or you could try it.
Miniguns aren't really my style. I'm more of the illusionary, stealthy type. A minigun's a little bit big for me, though it'd be very fun to have, just mounted somewhere. No, I'll think the best thing to do then is, if I can, I'll go in with Salanthus into the room and see if I can find what we're looking for in there, or find any clues on who it was that we're looking for.
Okay, so you head into the building with, or into the room with Sinlanthus, and both of you, as you get in past the steel door, the conditions and environment around you have dramatically changed. Instead of like debris and garbage and graffiti and all that stuff, it's actually very like pristine. It's almost like an entirely different world. If it weren't for the fact you can like hear explosions and gunfire and all that coming from the outside, you thought you might have been like teleported. And as you kind of like climb up the stairs to like this large platform, you see a lot of like nice furniture and stuff like that. There's like classical music playing. The only thing that's a little disconcerting is that there are a large number of pictures on the wall, serial killer style, with, circles and arrows pointing from one to the other. There's a digital map of New York, where they kind of show like various where the arrows are pointing to and showing like locations and stuff.
We're in the big cheese's room.
There is no one around though, but you do see a set of stairs going up to another floor.
That is my guess.
All right, I'm gonna take a couple quick pictures of just the stuff that's around there. Can I also just real quick take a quick look and see if there's like any knickknacks or anything that might be potentially of value, or like maybe like laptop or any other fun goodies around?
Yeah. You can look around. We'll have you do a roll. You do see that there is a little like carved wooden snake totem. It's slightly magical in nature, from what Jin can see.
Ooh.
And there's
something you might want. You might want a 5-finger discount.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to it. Can have it examined later and see who it's better for.
And a very well stocked wet bar with what appears to be actual liqueurs.
Your bag.
Tempting. Not right now. Let's go up another floor and see what we can find.
I'll grab the steak totem and backpack it, and we can have it examined later. And I'll nab one of the bottles of. They're one of the more expensive looking bottles while I'm going.
Okay, they all look very expensive, but you like pick the most expensive one, or appears to be most expensive. As you get to the second floor, everyone in the tenement area can hear like the sound of helicopters coming in. And for Bengal and Thomas, you see a spotlight come down from one of them. It goes, "This is the NYPD. Put your weapons down and raise your hands in the air."
Oh, this has gotten a bit heated. Shall we hurry?
Well then, time to let's not get too much attention. Let's head to the main building.
I was going to the east one or
Yeah,
west one.
let's go to the west. All right.
All right. The west one currently has a number of gang members coming out of it. It appears that's where they seem to have domiciled.
Good thing, go ahead and say he forgot his weapon. He's just going to get it.
Yeah. Right now, if otherwise it's gonna be a big one. This club is not exactly gonna be not gonna be the good one.
Hide behind Bingo. He's my battering ram to get through people.
Yep, I'm gonna just push everybody aside. Don't care.
Okay, so you enter into the west tenement building. It does appear to be where the Skull Crushers themselves have been holed up in. Lots of like bedrolls, backpacks, stuff like that. As you're coming up on, like, are you just kind of like searching floor by floor, or are you just kind of taking a quick look around?
Floor by floor.
Yeah.
All right. So as you're looking, so that takes you a little while to get to something in particular, but we'll pause that for a second and go back to Jin and Sinlanthus. You head up to the next floor in the kind of nice area, and you are surrounded by computers, or computer monitors, sorry. Just screens. You do see the servers as well. Just all these monitors, all they're presenting is Shadowrunner feeds from the RunnerNet. You don't see your own, but you do see a lot of feeds.
Interesting. Okay. Real quick, can we check and see if we're able to get a comlink outside?
You can, yeah.
Okay. I would like to contact Simoon at this point and let her know that, hey, I believe we're in the location here. And I would also let her look at the Shadowrun feed videos and be like, yeah, I think we found something a little bit more organized for this particular gang here that we were looking for. Anything look familiar to you as far as the Shadowrun feeds or whatnot?
Excuse me. Thought I was going to sneeze. All right, so after about a minute or so, you're looking around. Two things happen. Simone says that those are all live feeds going on right now, and she sees a couple from people like she's familiar with. And at the same time, a guy comes out of one of the other rooms that's on this floor, kind of walks in, is a human man, and kind of like looks at you, then looks at like the door in which he came from, and then like looks at you again, and then looks over at the desk that's set up with some more monitors.
Can I bolt towards him and see if I can smack him with my cuttle prod?
Yes.
Awesome. What do you want me to roll?
Roll a standard attack, so agility and melee.
Okay. And while Jin's doing that, is there anything that I can do as far as like to have Simoon help us out as far as getting the feeds, or is she able to sort of quote unquote jack in and take a look around for evidence?
She kind of like, as you're talking and relaying to her, she tells you, we have a problem. The matrix here is just absolutely lit up, and I recognize a few signatures I wouldn't want to be around. And as she says that, you can also hear another helicopter kind of appears from the night sky, turns on their spotlight, and goes, "This is the FBI!
Uh-oh.
We are taking over this jurisdiction. Everyone here, put your faces to the floor." And then the NYPD helicopter responds like, "No, this is the NYPD. We're taking jurisdiction here. You are in violation of airspace. Please leave now."
Top fight.
I got on my attack run. I'm hoping to get bonuses for being spontaneous here because I'm gonna really desperately need it. I got 1. Yep.
Well, shoot.
Unfortunately, he does dodge out of the way. But actually, we'll pause that for a second. Go back to Bengal and Thomas. You're running, kind of looking through the floors as people are kind of looking around, and eventually you get to actually around the 4th floor, and you see, as you're coming out, you see a very large troll whose body is kind of half cybernetic on the left side.
Oh.
And he like looks at you, squinty eyes, and says, "You."
Me?
Yeah, me.
Me or him? You doesn't really say which you're talking about here.
Both of you.
Well, I mean, then you could have just said you two, not just you.
He punches a hole in the like nearby wall with his robotic fist. No time for semantics. What did you do to Aslan?
Oh, nothing. I mean, he
We
just
didn't do anything.
he just attacked us. I mean, all we did is pretty much give him a sacrifice, and then he just got ballistic.
Huffs and goes like, kind of closes distance between. He's still a little far away, and goes and looks at Bengal. Goes, I don't recognize you.
You don't trust me, huh?
I
Why
don't
not?
know you. I know everyone in my gang.
I'll walk closer to him. Really, you don't remember me?
I think I would remember you. Joey Skullcrusher always remembers.
Yet again, you don't remember me. Can I give you a reminder?
High or low?
Hi.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So, as you can also hear, you two hear the FBI and the NYPD having a pissing contest over jurisdiction. And as that happens, I need both of you to make an intuition perception check.
Is Lone Star gonna show up next?
Intuition and perception check. Alright.
It's just gonna be a 3-way fight.
I can handle this guy. Let's see.
I got 3 successes.
I got 4.
So, as you're like kind of chesting up on one another, you hear a very unique sound. And as you turn towards the window that you guys are in here, you see that a rocket has been launched in your direction.
I'm just gonna shove both of them to the ground.
And then, kaboom! Like both helicopters kind of like move to the side as the concussion wave comes out of that building as the rocket hits the west building. Luckily, it was not near your location as much, but you can feel the building, the entire thing kind of give out like a woof, like it's kind of settles, like it gets heaved up and then settles a little bit, and you hear a lot of like cracking, a lot of stuff like that. As police cars are now like coming up on the scene as well.
Alright. If otherwise right now I just want to do one little thing to this guy. I want to hit him with my club on the head, on his head.
Why?
Yep, roll to hit.
Okay.
That's what he wants to do. Go for it.
Fair enough.
Seven.
That hits. What's your damage?
Alright, what the damage for it?
Damage of the weapon plus 1/3 your strength.
Okay, the weapon is supposed to be club, so I think it's 1/6 plus that would be
It's just a regular club.
yeah.
It's if it's just a regular club, looks like it's 3 stun damage for the damage value. You're looking at the attack rating, I think, when you said 6. That's
Yeah.
rating. That's different. So no, it's the DV, the damage value. So it's 3 stun damage, and then plus that would be half of your strength, as Sarathan said.
Oh yeah, half strength.
So stun would be 3, so that would be 7.
7 altogether. All right, I'll roll for his. So you just whap, like you just like hit him right in the head, and you hear like a loud metallic like kunk, and he just kind of like turns his head and like looks at you. And you see like his like augmented eye kind of do that whole like zooming in and out thing on you.
I hope you remember me now.
You hear a click that sounds kind of like a camera. He goes, "Yep." And he's going to attempt to push you out of the building.
I am not going to let him do that.
All right. That is going to be a strength and body check contested.
Okay. Okay, enough. I'm very strong.
So is he. So I think it's going to be pretty evenly matched, actually.
Okay.
Can Thomas help out at all?
I don't know if you want to in your current condition.
Maybe.
11.
Sorry, what'd you get?
11.
What's your physical cap?
Right now, strength and body is 7.
Okay, so 7 cap. He does push you a little bit, but you kind of like push back. You can also start to feel the floor kind of shifting underneath your feet.
I shoot his leg out. Unstable. Unbalance him.
All right.
Roll your attack.
Okay. It's that and that. 7. Oh. I'm gonna use one of my edge to. How much is it just to bump one up again?
2.
2. I'm gonna use 2 then to get a 4 to a 5, so 3 successes.
You hit.
Alright, it's the Super Warhawk, so that's 4 physical.
Alright, plus 9. The bullet kind of pretty much just bounces off of him. And then he kind of like looks down at it and then like looks up at you. It's like,
Yeah, it's strong legs. Jesus.
yes, it's just it's metal.
That's kind of implied when you have somebody who has like half their body is cybernetic implants.
Meanwhile,
the flesh side.
Meanwhile, Jin and Salanthus, you hear another explosion.
There seems to be a lot of that going on. What are they up to out there?
I don't know, but I'm gonna try and see if I can't. If someone can't help, at least maybe there's something we can look around for, like maybe a spare laptop.
There's a guy still here.
Yep,
I know. You're handling that guy. That's fine.
I completely missed my first attack.
Yeah, he actually tries. He makes a run for the desk.
Oh, it makes okay. I'm gonna try and stop him. Actually, try and trip him up with my since I still have it available. I'm gonna use my whip and try and trip him up with it.
Okay.
Let me know when I can do a magic attack.
That'll be after this. So.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So that's what I was asking.
Okay, now is this just using exotic melee weapon and then this, because this is technically a bit of a cold shot. Is there any penalties for this or anything like that?
It's not really called shot. It is actually a trip action.
Oh, okay.
So
I think it's agility and exotic weapon. Okay.
Yep. And you're trying to incapacitate rather than injure.
Wow. Okay. 3 6s and 3 5s. Okay, 6 total.
You do, like, he is about to get to the desk, and you pretty much trip him up. Kind of stumbles a few steps forward before, like, hitting the desk and then falling to the side. He's still alright, but he kind of, like, is still going for the desk, trying to, like, crawl up it. What would you like to do?
I'd like to do a stun bolt if I can, or yeah, I'll first stun bolt, see if we can just
Go for it.
So it'd be charisma plus things. Let's roll that. I got 3 successes on that one.
Okay. And I believe it's opposed by willpower. Oh, wow, nice. Yeah, you hit him with the stun ball or the stun bolt, and you see him like and like kind of like fall to the ground again as he's still trying to go for the desk. And above the desk you see names. There's actually like a leaderboard, and you can see the names of like the top followers of Shadowrunners as a little aesthetic. But he is clambering for something on that desk.
Has it been long enough for me to remove 1 stun yet?
No.
I think it's an hour for a stun.
It is. I don't know how long it's been because time flies when you're having fun.
This is true, but not that fast.
Okay. I would like to go to the. I'd like to look at the desk and see if I can't grab anything on the desk that he might be looking for. Or at least look on the desk and see if there's anything of interest, and try and grab it.
All right. You look on the desk. There is a number of like data tabs and stuff like that. A lot of like statistical stuff on a lot of like Shadowrunners that are participating in Race to a Billion and the studios. The thing that catches your eye though is a big blue button that is encapsulated in glass. You know, kind of like those arming switches for missiles.
What's not a big red button?
That's a big blue button. Okay, so he's probably trying to hit that to wipe out the data then. All right. Don't want to be. Let me see here. This is going to be kind of this is going to be a little. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my whip again. I'm going to try and see if I can actually lasso him around the neck. Not try and kill him. I know it's a monofilament whip, but try and at least lasso him around the neck and get it to where it's like, don't move, or I will type, kind of like try and kill you type thing. Try and incapacitate him, basically.
All right, yeah, so it's basically like a pinning with a weapon. So go ahead and roll your weapon attack, and you can roll his dodge.
Okay. Jeez, 6 again. Okay.
Yes, you successfully managed to wrap your whip around him without decapitating him. Hooray! And like as you kind of pull him back a little bit as he tries to go for that button again and get him on his knees.
It's like, okay, so since you were so desperate to push that button, I'm assuming that you wanted to try and wipe some data or something. And be very aware, I can kill you in a tug of my wrist, so you better answer my questions very carefully, and I'll know if you're lying or not. Plus, there also seems to be some type of commotion outside, so if you want to leave with your life here, that's fine. I'm not concerned.
Salanthus, I'd get him away from the desk as well, just in case. And we also have to be aware of the other dude.
What? Oh, the dwarf? He's probably still firing away. That's fine.
Oh, probably, but I'm just, get the guy away from the desk.
Yeah, I would. I think Seraphim said that we kind of pulled him away, so he should be away from the desk.
Yeah, he's a little bit away from the desk. I imagine that's why he went to roll on. Okay, so you got him incapacitated. We'll go back to Thomas and Bengal here for a little bit. The situation outside has not improved. As the helicopters are kind of circling around, you see occasionally a jet of fire coming up from one of the buildings, the east side. It's very vibrant red fire.
He's like he's still angry.
And you also still have Joey Skullcrusher, who is kind of like you can see that he's not really like keen on fighting you. It seems like he kind of wants to just leave, but you're also kind of in his way.
Oh, no. We are staying here.
I think we should probably leave.
That might be a good thing to do, considering.
We can always sell this later.
Fine. We sell this later. And besides, I'm still not finished with you yet.
Very well. I'm going to leave now. And he kind of like drops the where he was kind of like pushing against you and stuff like that, and then kind of like gives you a little tiny push away, and then proceeds to give you both a look.
I give him the middle finger.
And proceeds to leave. As you're leaving, though, there is the helicopter from the NYPD kind of like swoops in a little bit and shines the spotlight on the three of you. And you're Joey Skullcrusher. You are under arrest. And then he flips them off. And you see the FBI helicopter come in. It's like, it's Joey Skullcrusher. You are under arrest by the FBI.
You can't be under arrest by both of you. You can only pick one.
And the NYPD goes, no. He's under arrest by us.
Oh yeah, Thomas, I had to ask, did you left the box inside the building? Or do you still have it? I give to you.
I still have it at the moment.
Let's go to the central building and put that gift there and see what's happened.
Is there anything in the on this floor that I can see that's worthwhile before we go?
Actually, the rocket attack appears to have opened up the wall, and you see what looks to be like an old-fashioned vault. This is about 2 floors below.
Yeah, Joey, what's in there?
Nothing worth dying over.
Are you sure?
Yep. And he proceeds to leave, and then the helicopter gets a little closer, like, Mr. Skullcrusher, you need to cease and desist now. And then you hear like a little bit of like commotion going on in like like someone trying to like grab the microphone. And then you hear, Skullcrusher, you must surrender in the name of justice.
Oh, no.
This turns into like a really bad wrestling film scene.
And then the other voice comes back, God damn it, Mac, get off the radio. You said you weren't going to do this. He's mine. He's always been mine.
Let's go to that vault, maybe. I'm curious. My curiosity is piqued a little.
There's about a dozen police cars now at the kind of the entrance to this tenement complex. You do see people getting arrested. Members of the Skull Crushers are trying to leave, like basically running away from the police. It appears they are attempting to get control of the situation. You do see some FBI too, but not as many.
Let's go get the others quickly and make sure we're able to inform them about the situation before this get any more dangerous.
That's true. We could do that too.
Besides, we still need to know about this.
Vaults. Vaults need to be opened.
All right, put the box somewhere in here. Or did they say that keep the box here just in case if anything we can I could just say that we just put it inside the building.
Or we could open the vault, put the box in the vault, take whatever's in the vault out, and then there we go.
All right. How can you open it? Do you have any explosives?
Oh, I need to see what kind of lock it has.
All right, let's go.
Hey.
All right, you head down towards the vault, and as you do, like the firefights continue between like police and the game members, and then you also hear the unmistakable sound, only a lot louder. And you just see like dock wagon personnel just like kind of like pouring into the area, grabbing grabbing the incapacitated and like starting to haul them out. As like a third chopper joins the rest of the group with the very unmistakable dock wagon symbol on it.
I have a question. Can you Thomas? Can you help me get out of this disguise, because I'd rather not exactly have them attack me. Well,
Sure.
I do.
I mean, disguises are easy enough to get rid of.
Yeah, all right.
That's true. Back to Jin and Silanthus. You have incapacitated the man trying to go for the desk, or the button on the desk.
I would like to go and examine the room he came from.
All right. You go into the room he came from. He had not had time to close the door. When you get in there, you
kind of prop the door open.
Yes.
Just on the off chance it's an auto-locking door, I'd like to prop the door open.
You got it. You pop the door open. When you go inside, you see a very sophisticated communications relay. Definitely top tier. Definitely a matrix, or it can't be like tracked on the matrix where the phone call is coming from, and so on and so forth.
Right. What's her name? The lady we were doing the mission for. Is she still on the line?
Well, Simone is there as well. Although she hasn't said anything in a bit.
It's like, so I'm not exactly a techie person. What we're looking for?
She kind of like, well, if it's connected to anything, I would just probably try and jack in and do a data dump. Do you have a means to store everything?
Can we take a look? Can we take a look around, or Jen,
for a hard drive or something?
to see if I could find like any type of storage devices or anything we could sort of, even if we could just sort of just use it.
As you kind of like talk back and forth, the screen turns on suddenly, and you see a man that I don't think anyone here is familiar with. He's kind of an older Asian man, human, and looks like right down at Jin Hinkari. And goes,
Hello.
Hello. I see that the sanctum was not as well prepared to my liking as I had thought.
No, your guards could do with a bit of training. He's outside firing a minigun into a crowd.
It's no matter. They've served their purpose.
I hope you're paying them well.
Half. We pay them half. I don't think they will get the second.
I'll take it on their behalf if you want.
Why? They kind of like he gives you a little like cocky grin, like joke. I see what you're doing there. But then responds like, "Why are you doing this?"
For the views, for the fun, and for the money.
Surely you don't think you'll get your wish granted if you get this billion, do you?
What? Do what? You mean the whole race to a billion thing? Well,
yes.
Just out of curiosity, can Sinlanthus hear this going on? I know the door's open, but
Yeah, probably.
he just
go on.
And I'm sorry, Jen, while you're talking, Sinlanthus would just shout, and he's like, "I'm not interested in this at all. I have my own personal interests, and I couldn't care less if I got the wish or not. Like, I got other things on my mind for this."
Basically, what he said. I've got my own reasons for doing this. The wish would be nice. Don't get me wrong. I'd like to have it. But I've got my own reasons for doing this.
To serve a master for a different reason is still servitude.
What?
You helped
broke up a little bit, Sarah.
Oh,
to serve a master is to what?
To serve a master, but for different reasons, is still servitude.
What master? I mean, I'm doing a job. I wouldn't call them master. That'd be weird.
I am not talking about whoever was foolish enough to hire you all. I am talking about the one known only as Leviathan. So many blindly follow his word, his laws, his rules. And for what? A promise? A hope? How foolish.
It's a bonus. It's a bonus. I mean, if I get it, great. If I don't, I still get what I'm looking for. Either way.
And Atlantis would just shout into there. He's like, I couldn't give two iotas about Leviathan or whatnot. Like I said, I'm using this whole thing for my own personal gains. I don't care one bit about Leviathan. Never have, never will.
It's a nice bonus.
That is a shame, because he clearly cares about you all. To what extent, I don't know, but I don't intend to let the world be destroyed because some greedy Shadowrunners decide to try and get whatever stupid wish fulfillment they decide they wanted to have. You may have taken off this office, but we will make sure that no one reaches 1 billion.
We've all got to have our hobbies.
Atlantis would just be thinking to himself, I don't think this guy has heard a damn word I just said, but okay, if that's what he wants to do, I'm not concerned.
I mean, if that floats your boat, sure. I mean, we'll still be doing our own thing. You do your thing, and I'm sure we'll meet somewhere in the middle and cause an explosion or two. It's going to be fun.
Oh, we will meet again. If you continue this path you are on, I assure you that our paths will cross.
You're adorable.
And you are dead. You just don't realize it yet, unless you stop this foolishness.
I mean, when you think about it...
Atlantis would shout in, what foolishness would you like to see?
Well, I'm just thinking about the fact that if you think about it, we're all dead, everyone's dead, you're dead, I'm dead, we're all dead. It's all going to happen at some point. It's just what you do in the middle, and as long as you have fun doing it, that counts.
Then I will issue this fair warning. Do not continue to gain your followers, for whatever reason you wish for it to have. And we shall be at peace with one another. This is your only warning.
You seem to be repeating yourself and not actually listening to what we're saying. We're supposed to be having a communication here. I say something and understand, and you understand it. You say something, I understand it. You don't seem to be doing your half of this. You've said the same thing like 4 times now. We've replied to it, and you don't seem to be absorbing. Do you need some help? Are you having hearing issues? Do you want me to call Doc Wagon for you?
I am just issuing the ultimatum. I don't really care about you or what you have to say.
That's just rude.
As I said.
This guy's an asshole. Can we? How do you change the channel?
I don't know. Do whatever. Just whatever. I'm over. I'm over this guy already. He can issue whatever warnings he wants. Let him do what he wants, and then just have him get off the channel.
Very well. Enjoy your victory while you can, Jin Hikari and Sinlanthus.
It's not been a pleasure. Please don't come back.
And then he clicks
Thank
off.
you. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Please like and subscribe.
Yay!
And then there's nothing. Black screen.
No.
He was an
asshole.
I would just look at Jin and be like, yeah, it's like, I don't get this. Like, it's like, we were telling him, it's like, I don't care about this. And he apparently didn't get it. Okay, fine. If he doesn't get it, you know what? I'm not going to concern myself with him right now. Anyway, let's see if we can get that data.
Yep, let's do this. Are you only good with computers? I kind of just like make things appear in magic and poke stuff.
We could look around for something, like a data drive or whatnot, see if there's any spares. I think it's what we were looking before we were so rudely interrupted.
It's a server farm. I'm sure there's something here. Of value and of storage capacity. Can we have like a good route around?
So you attempt to kind of like root around, look at where the server farm kind of connects to, and as you do, the power suddenly goes out. Just all the lights go out. Well, you still see lights, but like other than the server farm itself, all the electrical connections have been cut. It seems.
Who wants to
Well-
get that was the FBI doing the FBI playbook step by step, and they've managed to hit the crayoned in 2 in the list.
Okay. Is there any backup power supply going off, or anything lights kicking back in as a server farm or whatnot, or no?
It doesn't look like it. However, as you kind of like are looking around still, you get a message from Simone's comlink or the com channel. It's text-based. It's not voice, and it just says 2 words: roof and trade.
Okay. To the roof, I guess.
I'm gonna drag that. I'm gonna drag this guy along to the roof. I'm
Yeah.
gonna look at him and say, "Any funny business? You try to do anything? I turn this thing on. You lose your neck and everything above it real quick. Understand?"
Slanthis. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
No.
You don't start at the neck. You start lower down and work your way up.
I don't have time to undo the whip. Otherwise, I would. But I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do
You
that
got
right now.
Pointy stick, slashy stick, pointy stick. I don't know. Just
Anyway, let's just.
Can I do?
In
Can
between
I?
the legs if you want them with the cattle prod, but let's just drag him up there anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, and actually, and on that, I'm sorry, Jen. Is there a way to get to the roof from here?
Yep. You do see that there appears to be like an emergency access hatch for the roof.
All right, then
Um,
let's go.
Can I have a look around as we're going for anything of value, anything interesting, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, for like any of the data pads or anything that might
Data
still have.
pads, valuables. I mean, this place was supposed to be a sanctuary, so it's got to have something good in it.
Intuition perception for both of you. And as you're searching, we'll go back to you, Thomas and Bengal. You arrive at the safe. It is a very old school safe. Like, think like bank vault. It looks like it was moved here and kind of like hastily shoved into this building.
Would auto picker work?
No, it is super old, like combination lock.
Oh, you mean like the old dial, the old like turn dial thing?
Yep, old fashioned turn dial.
And I melted off of the mini welder.
You can. It'll take you some time though.
Time to pull a payday here. Okay, mini welder it is then.
All right. As you begin to mini weld, however, you do hear voices. Sounds like they're coming up from the first floor.
It's fine. We got this.
I hold them off. You keep on welding. I get
What
there.
floor are we on?
Second floor.
That's not that bad of a drop. We got this.
All right.
Okay, so you continue to use your mini welder. It does take a very long time to get to start melting off the hinges of this thing. And as it comes up, you see flashlights coming in, as well as like police. You know, hands on your head. They're shouting just generally like, police, we're coming in. Do not fire.
I will block. I will pretty much block the door with anything nearby.
Well, this is the area suffered by the rocket attack. So, like, you look at the door and then it kind of like falls over, as well as like the walls kind of crumbling.
Okay. I'm gonna charge at them at the very least.
Well, you're kind of like assessing the situation. 2 sides kind of come up from the building. On one hand is the FBI, and then the other hand there is a man in a kind of raincoat and wearing a detective hat, kind of rushing forward with a very exasperated woman behind him, and kind of looks at you. It's like, where is he?
He went down the stairs.
I don't believe you. He's probably hiding in that vault. And then
Yes, he is. We're going to get him for you.
And then the FBI agent moves forward, like, "Hey, FBI agent Anthony Moretti, this is our investigation. We're taking Joey Skullcrusher." And then the detective's like, "I've been chasing this man for 5 years."
Thomas is just gonna whisper under his breath, "That's right. Just keep fighting for a little bit longer."
He will face justice. And the woman behind him goes, "He will be arrested and then tried." And the FBI guy goes, "Not until we get him in front and get possible witness testimony out of him. You think the Skull Crushers, we care about the Skull Crushers? They're small time." And the detective goes, "There is no such thing as small time for justice."
I was just gonna whisper to Bengal, "Hey, do you wanna pretend to be Johnny Skullcrusher for a moment?"
Fine. I can't believe you guys fall for this disguise. I think you guys are quite stupid to not notice me.
There is a moment of pause as everyone kind of looks at each other and then looks at you and goes, who is this guy?"
I'm Johnny Soulcrusher, the guy you're looking for.
And the detective goes, "That's not Johnny Skullcrusher. That's a clever ruse."
Really? Have you ever actually met him? How you pretty much think that otherwise right now I might be, I say that I'm kind of an orc like him. I just pretty much otherwise exaggerate what I'm just about my appearance to others.
The detective kind of storms forward. "I've shot at Johnny Skullcrusher 4 times. 3 of them recorded. I know Joey Skullcrusher. You're not him."
Again. Yeah, and yet again, you pretty much met my minion.
The lieutenant kind of steps forward, drags the detective back a little bit. It's like, "Okay, just for the record, are you saying that you are the leader of the infamous Skullcrusher gang, the cybernetic troll Joey Skullcrusher?"
Yes.
She looks at the FBI. "Well, you heard him. He's all yours. We decide not to pursue this one." And the FBI's like, "No, no, no, no. You can't do that. This is not Johnny or Joey Skullcrusher." And
Yes,
the lieutenant's like, "He clearly just said that he is. So, FBI, do your thing. Come on. Do it. Arrest him. He said it." And the detective's like, "Yes. You must carry out this justice." FBI's like, "All right." Looks at you, Bengal. "You're under arrest by order of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Please put your arms behind your back."
And what army?
"The federal government." And then he proceeds to motion behind him, and there's about 10 to 12 FBI agents. That army.
Okay. Let's see if we can catch me first. And I will try to jump out of the window of the any.
Alright, it's a big hole, so you just jump out. The lieutenant looks at the FBI guys like, "Aren't you going to follow him?" And he was like, "I don't want to arrest him in the first place."
Yeah, let me go away. I pretty much will literally otherwise tell my guys, you guys are so pathetic. Wait until I tell the news that you just let Johnny Skullcrusher just go away so easily. I just know that everybody would just love it.
The detective goes, "I'm still 75% sure that's not Joey Skullcrusher."
And think about how much credit I would get. Otherwise, you just let me go. Just let me go because you're too afraid to capture me.
The FBI agent just looks back at the guys and go, shoot him. So I need you to make. Let's see. Let's see how many are going to follow that order right away. I need you to make 4 dodge rolls, Bengal.
All right. What do I need to roll?
Intuition and reaction.
Okay, give me a second. Intuition and reaction.
Yep, and obviously do that four times.
Okay.
So did Bagel jump out the window, or is he just?
He did. He's on the. He's in the courtyard, so they're shooting down at him.
Oh, okay.
Okay. 1, 3, 2, and 5.
All right, you get hit twice. So, body and armor for the first one.
Body and armor. Give me a second.
I like the fact that they're not doing anything for Thomas yet.
Whoa, 1 second.
5.
All right, you take 2 points of physical damage. And then for the second one,
Okay, we're low.
body and armor.
Okay. 2.
Ooh, that is 5 points of physical damage.
Huh. That's all.
And then what would you like to do? You're on the ground floor of the courtyard, and now the FBI has drawn their weapons and are shooting at you actively.
All right, I'm gonna start running and pretty much otherwise go to the main build in the main building, just otherwise just taunting them.
Okay, you run to the main building. They kind of continue to shoot at you, but it's mostly just to get you to go away. And then the lieutenant and the detective look at the FBI agent and he goes, "What? You didn't believe him either." And she goes, "Well, now what do we do?" And it's at that moment that you cut through the last of the vault door, and it just kind of goes, and like falls like between the two groups, and then they kind of look at you.
Mind me just looking in this.
The lieutenant actually steps forward. It's like, so, I guess you could be under arrest, but I really don't feel like it. How about you just go away, and our FBI friends and I here will, not bring you up on charges.
Can I look at what's in there first?
Yes, you can. There are a number of gold bricks, and there also appear to be some like stacks of paper as well, although it's kind of very haphazard.
Can I just go, hey, how about this? Since I'm pretty sure this is all their money, how about, can I have one of those and you guys can take the rest?
There's also a sword.
Can I take the sword? Too?
They kind of like look at each other. It's like, well, if the sword's probably magical. Do we really want to deal with the MIU? One of the police officers are like, I'm kind of surprised they're not here right now. The lieutenant looks at you and goes, all right, just take the sword and leave.
Take a gold bar too?
Don't push your luck.
Please?
Intuition and influence. Or charisma and influence, sorry.
I got 3 successes.
She kind of looks like she's about to say no again. But then the detective looks there and goes, we don't have time for this. We gotta find Joey Skullcrusher. We gotta find him right now. She goes, all right, 1 bar, and the sword.
Yay!
He looks at the FBI agent and is like, "Is that fine with you, Agent Marinera?" Moretti, I guess. We gotta find Joey Skullcrusher, guys. Let's go.
Okay, can Thomas pocket 2, Bart?
They are quite big.
Okay, I'll just take 1 and the sword.
All right, you have 1 bar of gold, the street value of which is 10,000 nuyen, and you have 1 sword.
Okay.
And I hope you pretty much put the box inside that vault.
I can, yeah. I'll just set it down in there. And time to go.
All right, you leave, heading towards, I'm guessing, the central building.
Yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, on the roof of the central building, we have Sinlanthus and Jin.
I like that argument between them and me just turned into a no please, no please, no please.
You bring up the person that is essentially your hostage.
I did the look around for anything nice in the office.
That's right. What'd
Yeah.
you get?
I got 3.
I got 5 successes myself.
All right. You do find. So
Just out of curiosity, does being over half of them being 6s do anything this one? I can't remember.
no.
No, that's fine.
But you do see in the desk that there are a pair of what look to be like contact lenses that are magical in nature.
I'll grab them as well, please.
I'm up.
You do see that there's a couple data pads with maybe some interesting info, and then you also see what appears to be like a cred stick. It's got got about 10,000 nuyen on it.
I'll go ahead and pocket that.
Yeah, we'll sort everything out afterwards between us.
Yep.
And then some other like miscellaneous, but nothing like worth lugging out of that place for.
And he said some data pads.
And some data pads, yeah.
Alright, I'll just note those down for now. Okie dokie. Right, so we'll head up onto the roof with our hostage.
Okay. You head to the roof. The first thing you see is that the helicopters have landed, which is probably because there is a very angry mage that was shooting fire and is proceeding to continue to kind of pace around the east roof. The second thing that you see is Simone. She is on the edge of the roof, overlooking the courtyard.
She's not supposed to be here.
Well,
No, she is. I called her.
welcome
Yeah.
to the fun zone.
Welcome to the fun club. Can I take your order? And what did you say about trading?
Simone looks at you. She is very terrified at the moment. She looks like, as you kind of like look her over, she looks very scared. And she goes, "The trade is the information on the hard drives and gestures to the one that you've got and him in exchange for the sharing of information and me."
What?
Hughes, come again?
She goes, the trade is the sharing of data on the servers and then trading him for me.
And who has you?
And who has this on you right now? I have a sneaking intuition, but okay.
Kind of wait for a few seconds, and then you hear, "That's not important. The important thing is the data."
So you just want a copy of it, you don't want the only copy?
Yes, just the data and him.
I mean, can we duplicate it, then give it to you?
Yes. Duplication is fine.
Do we have to hand over Asshole? We kind of need him. Do we need him, Santos?
We don't really need him, no. However, can I judge her intentions just to see what's going on? I know she's terrified, but
You can.
okay, it's on my dice.
Out of character, she's a techie person, isn't she?
She is, yes.
Right.
5 successes.
She is terrified and acting very much kind of like the guy that you have as a hostage.
Yeah.
And from the delays and kind of the way she's speaking, she is relaying she's relaying that conversation to you over probably like a comm link or something like that.
Can I make a call to our employer to see if we need the hostage dude?
She goes,
If we just need the data, I'm happy to trade the hostage.
she goes, yes, you may, but be quick.
I'll give the.
Go ahead, Jen. You do that. While you're doing that, can I look around and can I see if there's anything unusual or out of place? And as far as the helicopters landing, are they the FBI helicopters on the roof or what?
It's FBI and the NYPD. They have landed on the ground.
So we're above them; they're below us.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I'd like to call brain having moment people who employed us.
Mythic Creations. And
Thank you.
Felicia.
Yeah, my brain just. Yep. So I'll call them and go. So we've got a bit of a situation. Do you just need the data that's on the drives?
She goes, any lead would be nice, and then I would personally like for them all to die, but
Well, we've got a bit of a hostage situation here with one of our colleagues, but we do have a live person we caught running this place. Do you mind if we get the data for the drives for you? Do you mind if we hand over the hostage to this unknown person? It doesn't sound like they want them for any positive reasons either, so you're getting probably your end result anyway.
she thinks about it for a second. It's like, well,
You're still getting the data.
yeah. I mean, a live hostage would be nice, now you mentioned it. But if it impedes you from getting, if it's an all or nothing approach, I would rather not get nothing for all this.
But one moment. So I'll turn and go back to what's her name. I'm not doing well with names today.
Simone.
Are you wanting? Is this one of your people?
Waits a few seconds and goes, no. We want him.
Are you? Any information you get from this guy yourself, are you able to get back to us in some roundabout route? I don't mind. Just that my employer would like anything this guy knows as well. So I don't think they're happy with this person's employer either.
Another pause, and then she goes, that will not be possible.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough. I thought I'd ask, but yeah, the trade fine. I'd just like a duplication of the data first.
Before we do anything else, also, Sarathon, I rolled 4 on intuition to look around.
4?
Yeah. Probably won't see anything, but.
So you're kind of looking around. You're finding at this point, Thomas and Bengal, if you want to kind of join the party, you can. I'm assuming that you probably told them that you're on the roof, and
I'm gonna be lagging behind because
I mean, they've got to get into the building, past all the cops, up the stairs, past the guy playing around with his minigun, whatever happened to him, through the security door and up to us. So
yeah, but there's a fire escape, so
yeah, I can do that.
That's a really dumb security room. Then okay.
Well, you're not in the security room. You're on the roof.
On the roof, yeah.
So you two so you two are still not quite there yet, but whenever you want to kind of like interject or kind of make yourselves known.
I
But
could probably have Thomas do perception once he's up there.
but back to Samlanthus. Once you look around, you really are not seeing anything, but kind of assuming what you're looking for. You do every once in a while with kind of the fire and the ash and the now two buildings kind of on fire. You do kind of sense a disturbance, or kind of like see the ash swirl around in kind of a strange way.
I look to Jen. I'd be like, just do it. I would look
Yeah.
back at Simone and be like, fine, you have a deal.
Yep.
I said, but you go free first. We'll uphold our bargain. You get away from the edge of the roof, or you don't get anything. Is that fair?
She goes, "That's fair. Power will be restored for approximately 1 minute." And she steps, like, suddenly it seems like, someone like that's been holding their breath for a while, like that kind of happens. Like she steps forward, like, and then proceeds to kind of like stumble and then fall to the roof.
Jim would like to go and help her. Go on, let's get this sorted and done before they decide to renegade on their deal.
You do that, and Samlanthus, how far away am I from? Is this building roof away from the other one where Azel is?
Or Aslan?
Yeah, Aslan. Excuse me.
They're actually somewhat connected. It looks like the Skull Crushers kind of put little plank platforms, a little rickety, but they do the trick. And they're about 30 feet apart. They're close, but they're not like jumpable. Like you couldn't just jump from one to the other without some serious help.
Okay. While Jin's doing that, Samlanthus is going to pull out his sniper rifle. He's going to start getting set up, and he's going to start taking aim at Aslan.
Okay.
And Thomas just head up and do a perception check.
All right, you and Jin, as Jin and the Simone kind of like Jin helps up Simone. We'll say that Bengal and Thomas, you kind of get and rejoin the party. You see Samlanthus setting up a sniper rifle. You also see with Jin and Simone as well. So, what would you like to do?
Perception.
Okay.
The same.
All right.
Any bonuses or negatives? Question mark.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, 2.
Because I think I know what's going on here, but I'm not sure
All right.
all too much.
Bengal, you don't see anything except for crazy, angry elf who's trying to keep the police and whatnot away from the building that he's on.
I guess I see nothing. One success.
You see nothing? Nothing?
Must have been my imagination.
Yes. But Jin, you're heading down to the security room with
With her, yeah. I'm going to head down there, and we're going to make a copy of the data and send it at the same time onto some sort of portable media for us, and send it to wherever they want it.
All right.
And considering you only give us 1 minute, that's going to have to be a damn fast transfer.
You go down. The time or the power does like kick on as you kind of like get down there. Simone immediately heads towards one area in particular and pulls out a device and plugs it into one of the servers.
I mean, it could have been a malfunction, considering what it might have been.
This was Synlanthus over here, and that he's not even turning around. He's like, no, this was deliberate.
Yeah,
She was
please
followed, guaranteed.
Yeah, please make sure you back it up for us as well. We need that data to get paid, and best for you as well, I feel.
She kind of looks at you. It's like, yes, yeah, I'll do my best. I think I can take care of it though.
Not a problem. Just making sure. We don't want a repeat of what just happened.
Intuition perception for you?
Intuition perception. I can remember what my numbers are. Okay, roll that. I got 2 successes on that.
All right. She, as it's backing up, it's very quick. The download is actually exceptionally quick, much faster than you've probably seen for a lot of things. And she goes, "Thank you for helping me when I stumbled forward."
It's the least I can do. You're not in the best situation right now, and you're a colleague, and you're part of the group, even if we don't run with us often.
I very much appreciate it. I just hope that we all get out okay. And as she's talking, you just kind of see her, like, with her fingers against one, like, the server things. At first it looks like she's kind of just, like, waiting, like, doing the little scratches. But as you kind of watch, you see that she's making letters. And she keeps repeating the same 4 letters. And it's V-O-I-D. The same 4.
I see. I understand. He puts her hand over hers and says, "Don't worry, we'll get through this." And I understand. Don't worry. Just calm. We'll go. We'll do everything we can.
Good. I'm glad. I know. I mean, very capable hands.
Well, let's just make sure this data's sorted as quickly as possible and get this trade done, and then we'll get out of here quickly. I don't really want to be around here very much longer either.
All right. And the download completes. And as it completes, everyone still on the roof, particularly Synlanthus, can make a intuition and perception check.
I got 3.
4.
All right. So, particularly, like, Synlanthus, as you're, like, setting up the sniper rifle and getting ready for the shot, you see Aslan suddenly kind of, like, stop what he was doing and then, like, slowly, like, turn his head towards you, and everyone can see the elf kind of, like, start to face you guys, and you can see Synlanthus through your scope. His eyes are, like, completely blood red, and then bares his teeth. So as you can kind of hear Jin and Simone coming back up, he starts to make a run for your rooftop. But you all managed to see this coming, so you have an action.
Okay.
We gotta get out of here.
Synlanthus is just gonna stay in his sniper position. He's going to take a shot at Aslan with his, which one do I have? I have a Ruger 101 sniper. It's loaded with explosive rounds. And he's going to take a shot. And at the same time, he's going to, around the same time, he's going to have, I believe you gave me I want a dragon tooth talisman thingy there.
Yeah.
He's going to activate that to give himself another +1 damage on his attack.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
All right.
Then he's going to take as he takes a shot at Aslan, he's just looking at him through the scope and just says, "I see you," and fires.
All right. Roll your attack.
Okay.
Don't miss.
You better not miss.
Well, I got okay. I got 6 on that one, so we'll see what happens.
That is a hit.
Okay, so oh boy, oh Jesus. Okay, the Ruger is it's a 5 power base. The explosive is +1, and then the Dragon Tooth, I'll mark off a charge. That's also +1, so 7 total.
All right, plus the amount, and roll the body. All right, so Jin and Simone kind of climb back up to the roof as you hear this very loud gunshot go off, and you see everyone sees this bullet just absolutely decimate this elf creature coming towards you, and pretty much vaporize his body. And as it vaporizes, there is just like the blood left, and the blood actually comes towards the roof where it was jumping towards you. And at first you think it's over, but as the blood lands, it suddenly like coalesces really quickly and morphs into this very ugly, demonic roiling blood creature, and it begins to just it lets out a very inhuman shriek and attempts to attack.
Oh, bring it on! Bring it on!
Have you healed at all, Bengal?
And
Nope,
we're,
but I.
So
and we're gonna
Nope,
do
but I'm gonna.
modified initiative, so it's basically him, then you guys. So he is going to make an attack. This is his like arm like coming out and just basically trying to claw at Sinlanthus for basically murdering his body.
I need to pop away for just a second to use facility, so I'll be back as quick as I can.
Yep, no problem. So intuition and reaction for you, Sinlanthus, to avoid the attack.
okay. 10 dice. All right, I'm due for a failure soon here, so we'll see what happens. 2. Staying consistent. 4. 2 5s and 2 6s.
All right, you are hit.
Okay.
So that is going to be body and armor.
Body and armor. Okay, that's 5. Okay, that's +1 for the dermal. Oops, that's too many dice. Take out 2. 5.
5. You take 1 physical damage, and you're being affected as though you've been sprayed with acid, but it's boiling blood. And then for his second attack, his special attack, let's randomize. Bengal.
Okay, and just out of curiosity, like chemical resistance wouldn't do anything against that because I'm assuming it's a special thing.
It's a special thing.
Okay, cool. Just make sure.
Yep. Bengal, as you see this very like deformed, grotesque arm slash at Sinlanthus, and then its head, or what you could call its head, turns to you and just like vomits blood in your direction. So intuition reaction to you.
All right, give me a second. Interesting reaction. Four.
All right. Oh, he did. So he just like you think you managed to like dodge out of the way, but you do get some splashing on you. So I need a body check from you.
Body. All right. 5.
5. So you take no damage. However, you are cursed. So there's this kind of a special one. So I'll let you know once we get to you. what happens, but you feel like that blood, even though it didn't hurt you, it feels like it kind of tainted your very soul. And then we go back to you guys. So whoever wants to go, just go ahead and do your turns. Basically, you're kind of going on a mass initiative.
Hey Thomas, can you hand me that sword?
I suppose I could.
I mean, can you use it?
Maybe. I
I
have a
mean,
katana.
I mean, think right now we need to face this demon, and I'd rather have a sword than a club.
Oh, you better be careful and see what the sword actually is before you use it.
Yeah, I'll take my
we,
risk. And
we don't
besides,
really,
and
we don't
besides,
really have anything on the sword yet.
and besides, do you really want us to? You really want us to risk? You want to really want to risk with the my little demon?
uh, hmm. Do we want to try using the sword?
I
It's
take
up
any
to you.
risk.
That's between you and Bengal. Since Atlantis would do his own thing.
I would take the risk with anything that happened with the sword. Just hand it to me. Anything happens, I just know that otherwise I will that otherwise I did this on my own. Just hand me the sword.
I want it back. So yeah, I'll let him use the sword for a moment.
All right. Now I'm gonna try to slash at him.
All right. Roll your attack, Bengal.
All right. What would it be?
Just standard attack. So agility and melee.
Close
Okay.
combat.
Or, yeah, close combat. Same.
Close combat and agility. Seven.
All right. So you hit. Is a typical sword as far as damage is concerned. So that is. I didn't write down the damage of a
Nope.
sword.
There we
Hello.
go.
Yep, we got you.
Got it working.
There you now.
Sword
Had to reset
3.
Discord's input.
So 3 physical plus what the damage was. All right, so I just need to do a quick. All right. When you use the sword, you stab it into this creature, and it doesn't look like it actually does any damage. And at first you're thinking, well, this is probably because it's a big, gooey, bloody, boiling blood creature of some sort. But as it like sinks in, you can feel the pain that is causing this creature. And this sword is just causing untold amounts of pain. And you find yourself enjoying it. This is the sadist sword. So now that you've used it, it basically, instead of inflicting damage, it inflicts a level of pain, which is a -1 modifier that degrades over time. So you did 4 damage to it, and so that is a -4 to it. It'll be a -3 next time, a -2 the time after that, so and so forth. But you can only use that ability. It's the first time once per combat.
All right.
And you can actually choose when to do it, but this time was obviously you didn't know what it was doing, so it's just activated.
All right. All right.
And then Thomas, Salanthus, Jin, what would y'all like to do?
Well, while my mic was busted, I did yell out, "I'd like to do Mana Bolt!" And then nothing happened because mic didn't work.
Ah, okay, so Mana Bolt.
Mana Bolt! Which I had the stats from the other
Take a
page.
shot at him with an explosive round.
All right.
We'll
We'll start with Jin's Mana Bolt, and then get your explosive shot.
9 -1 because I'm currently. I'm still not recovered anything yet, have I? So.
Nope, not yet.
I got 1 really, but.
Yeah, you're not quite
But I
sure.
soaked it. But I soaked it.
Oh, actually, hold on, because he's got a -4 right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say he might hit, maybe.
It does.
Awesome.
Yay! So you do, I believe, mana bolts 1 physical.
Yeah, it's a physical per point I hit him with.
Yep.
So in this case, it was literally just a 1.
All right. You do a little damage. You did a little damage. All right, and then Thomas.
I got 2.
2 to hit versus him. He dodges your. It kind of like
Aw.
opens up and goes like right through him.
Okay.
That's sad.
Silanthus.
What's the range that we're in? I'm assuming he's in melee range since Bengal hit him with the sword.
Yeah, probably close for you, not point blank.
Okay. I still have my whip, so I'll switch over to that, and I will go ahead and make an attack with that, and I'll also use the Dragon Tooth talisman again.
Okay.
Let me see here. That's okay. No damage modifiers. I'm so glad I actually put points into this here. It's 11. 4, 5 successes.
That hits.
Okay. The Cobra Fang, 5 physical damage plus the talisman, so that'll be 6. And I'll mark off a charge.
Okay. All right. Yeah, like you caused devastating amounts of damage between all the attacks except for the one that missed, and with him already injured, you see his form kind of like starts to swell, and you just hear like this gargling cry of agony, and then he proceeds to explode in blood and flame. And I need everyone to roll a reaction and intuition as he explodes, as Inferni do when they die.
Just before he explodes, this is just for pure flavor. As he explodes, since I'm assuming he's dying, I will say to him, I will let Cinder know that your death was glorious.
And then, gurgle.
You said reaction and agility.
Intuition reaction.
Intuition reaction.
I'll use 2 of
4
my
for me.
edge to get 3 successes.
I got
Only
it.
only 2 successes for me.
A 3.
4 for me.
Hang on, I don't have a bonus to like.
All right, so you all get hit. I need everyone to now roll a body and armor. Flame resistance applies for half.
Body and armor.
Flame resistance supplies for half.
Yep.
If it's an odd number, round down.
Correct.
That's 11.
3 successes on me.
Minimum 1.
3.
Okay, that's probably my last lucky roll for the night. 6 on that one. Fire resistance kicked in a little bit right there.
Nice.
Really, universe, you hate me, don't you? Out of 12 die, I got 2.
Oof. So Silanthus, you take 1 point of damage. Physical.
Okay.
Thomas, you take 3 points of physical damage. Bengal, you take 4 points of physical damage. Jin, you take 5 points of physical damage.
Yay. Yeah. What? Hang on. Out of curiosity, what does combat sense do? It's +2 to defense, but it doesn't tell me what the defense is. I can't remember.
To avoid being...
Voids rolls, yeah.
Yeah, dodge checks.
So what I just did.
Yes. So roll
I'm
the
gonna roll 2 more. I'm gonna roll 2 more die if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. You're still gonna get hit, but it'll be less damage.
Yeah. So I got 1 more success, so that means I only take 4 damage.
Correct.
Beautiful. Still.
Every point helps.
Mm-hmm. And you all feel very icky.
Yeah. We all feel what? I'm sorry.
Very icky. And
Is it too late to have when that explosion happened, Thomas just taking a picture of it?
Sure, you could take a picture as it's happening. Also,
Put it on video.
as that's happening, you all kind of like fall back from the force of the explosion, and as you do, you see that Simone, who had been kind of close to the edge because she just come up from the security room, actually stumbles backwards and falls off the roof. However, as you're all, I'm assuming like oh no, and like going to try and like go help her. Hold on, I'm gonna roll randomly quick before I 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, that's a reroll. Yeah. Synlanthus, you actually like you and Jin are probably the two closest, so you're starting to get up to try and keep her from falling, but as you do, you feel a very hard shove from behind, and like hard enough that you actually fall forward even. Well, and it's all slippery with the blood on the roof. And Jin, you are also like floored, pretty much like knocked to the side, and you see actually the blood that was on the roof. You see like it splashing up as it goes towards. Think like Death Stranding.
Yeah.
It splashes up and then goes to the edge of the roof, and you feel kind of a kickback of wind.
Scramble to try and get to the edge of the roof.
All right.
Yeah, same. See if we can actually see what happened with Simoon.
Okay, I will have you both roll agility and strength.
You hate me, don't you?
Athletics.
Or agility and athletics.
Still in athletics, okay.
Oh, that's not much better, but it's slightly better for me.
Yeah.
Did I roll that too?
You're probably too far away.
Ah.
I got 5 successes.
4 for me.
Okay. So you both manage to get to, like, Jin gets there a little faster, and you see Simone kind of that whole slow motion falling, and classical music playing in the background. And then right about the second floor, the brick wall suddenly like fractures, like something hit it, and she zooms like she goes from falling straight down to like going parallel with the ground, and it's a very strange like what you're watching. And then Salanthus, obviously you see this too, is she like kind of goes parallel and then rolls to the ground, but not quite rolling to the ground, as though she's being kind of like tumbled around in an air shaft or something like that, and then eventually kind of lands on the ground, and then proceeds to look up very confused.
Are you okay?
It's like, think so, yelling it back.
We'll be down in a minute. Just stay there out of sight. Just
Yeah,
grab. Down.
I think we're done here. Let's get out of here. And her as well. No time like the present.
Mm.
I have my sword back.
Yeah. Fine, but otherwise, I hope. Tell me, and was there anything else inside there that was worth otherwise me getting shot at?
Bar.
Gold bars, in case you didn't hear.
How many do you have on you?
The FBI only let me take one.
Can you hand me the gold bar and I give you back the sword? Because think right now, you're not the one who would otherwise have to risk being shot a few times.
And that's fine with me.
And as you get
All right,
to the ground,
yeah, let's do that later. Round, go.
as you get to the ground floor, you're like, well, I'm glad that's over. And then suddenly the west building explodes. A giant fireball coming out from what appears to be the second floor and causing everyone to kind of like get rained on with like various debris and stuff like that.
Money.
Yeah, everyone kind of like starts feeling like hot, like molten rain, like little droplets. You're like, ow, 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 and you look and it's like, oh, it's like little droplets of gold.
I want to get a cup.
That would explain why. Lucky enough that Wisely got it in there in time. I hope that otherwise that those guys weren't greedy.
If it's raining gold, if we stood out here long enough, would one of you become a statue?
I want to find out. Let's get out of here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I go
let
over. I go over to Samu and be like, "You okay?"
She's like, yeah, I'm fine. I don't think I should be, but I am.
Let's
All
just take it as it is and just get out of here.
Let's go. Yeah, let's
As you
get out of here.
go, Dark Sun actually joins up with you. He looks pensive, but if you kind of like ask him anything, he kind of doesn't want to talk about it and kind of shuts you all down.
Okay then.
Okay, we'll worry about him later. Yeah, a lot happened here. Let's get out of here while the FBI and let the NYPD take care of the rest of this here. Simone, you're riding with me on my motorcycle. Let's go.
And I hope that those idiot FBI and FBI, the FBI and police agents are, well, not exactly swimming, not exactly with the bits of molten lead that's falling on above us.
All right, let's get back to Mythic Creations.
All right, you head back to Mythic Creations. It's a very uneventful trip, and eventually all of you plus Simone head back up to the office of Felicia Ivory, who is awaiting your return. Excuse me. Who is awaiting your return? When you get
Felicia.
hello, she has a cup of tea for all of you.
I got burned.
I saw that.
Jin's gonna flop in one of the seats, pick up the tea gently, and sip it very, very. What's the term? So I'm like laid back, but I'm trying to drink it very
Gingerly.
posh, English posh.
Ah,
But I'm like slumped in the chair, very tired.
well, this was quite the fruitful venture. Very interesting. It seems Mr. Hakushima is still active. We thought he died in the last time he tried to attack one of our raids. Or one of our runners.
Mr. Akushima? Who is he?
Yes, Miyoto Hakushima. We believed him very early on in our infancy of creating these studios to be antagonistic towards our goals. He's responsible for the killing of quite a few Shadowrunning groups, but, well, he dropped off the radar about a year ago. We kind of assumed that either he died or, he was done with it. We never really knew what his intentions were. Kind of thought he was just trying to get the billion for himself.
You know, I had the most wonderful conversation, as I'm sure you saw.
Yes.
He's not very good at listening to others. If that's any help, I'm assuming that this is not a new thing. I'm assuming this is his personality.
Yes, most zealot terrorists are typically not fond of doing anything other than listening to themselves talk. And Mr. Hakushima is no exception.
But who does he work for? Or I'm assuming he's not working for himself. Doesn't seem like it.
No, we've known for a while that he's connected to something that is able to fund him quite extensively. But we have no idea what it is, whether it's a great dragon or perhaps some other group. All we know is that he has a very staunch position against the race for a billion.
He didn't seem to like Leviathan, whoever this being, entity, thing was. Atlantean, perhaps? I'm just shooting blanks in the dark here, though.
Possibly. It could be anyone, other than the message that some people have received. No one's really gotten in contact with him. Or her. Who knows? In any case, I'm afraid that particular part of this contest has always been shrouded in mystery. Even so,
It was very concerning, but it does seem like the stuff is heating up. If you'll pardon the pun from earlier too, from having to deal with that as Xanathus wipes a little bit of probably Kate blood off of himself. That Inferni thing earlier.
yes, that made for quite the good streaming session, I must say. An Inferni. Who would have thought?
Oh, he definitely made it flashy entrance and a flashy exit.
That you did.
Especially for what's also weird is that considering that the Skull Crushers, at least from what Thomas and others said, that they were mostly a physical type group. What were they doing with a mage in there? And not to mention that, but what were they doing with the with that nest, or that sanctuary that we found, or whatever, sanctum, or whatever it was that they found? That seemed like too high tech for them, considering they seem to just be a gang.
Seems like the Inferni guy was offering them protection sacrifices.
I saw that part, yes. And might be some sort of magical trade-off, since they didn't have any of their own. I dare say, though, for the machinations of the Skullcrusher's mind, you'd probably have to go to Joey Skullcrusher, but, well, the FBI nor the police caught him, so he's still in the wind, as it were.
To be fair, they were bumbling idiots.
Well, the NYPD has not been known for their stalwartness. Let's just say that.
That detective is quite the character.
I get the feeling he's been watching. He grew up watching way too many cartoon triads, and he's I don't think he quite grew out of that phase.
If it makes him happy.
Yes.
And makes him an idiot, so it's easier to deal with.
The rumor is he's actually quite brilliant, but you wouldn't know by looking at him. Book by his cover, as they say.
I'm sure he is quite brilliant, but when they have that sort of personality, they're usually more easy to direct away from you.
Yes, at least in the short term.
He might be one to keep an eye on just for giggles.
That is
anyway,
true.
Anyway, was there anything that you got from that data that we were able to get?
Oh, I have not tried yet. And looks at Simone. It's like, my dear, I believe you have the copy, if I'm not mistaken. Simone nods, gives her what appears to be actually kind of a normal looking hard drive at this juncture, not the one that she plugged in. And Felicia puts it into her own like little console and kind of boots it up. She goes, I'm not sure if we could find anything in the first glance, but I suppose we could give it a shot. She kind of runs it, looking at the screen. Oh, yes. Oh, boy. That's a lot of gobbledygook, as they say. We're going to have to run it through our filters. Oh, but it appears that there is one thing here. Co-conspirator, perhaps. Clicks on something, or touches the touchscreen. What's this? It's just a sound file. Plays it.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it.
And that's all that's on that sound file. And she goes, oh dear. Strange bedfellows indeed. Now we're going to have to be very careful, it seems.
Oh, it seems.
Sinlanthus would just roll his eyes and be like, oh, brother, here we go again.
It never
Let me
ends,
guess.
does it?
No. No. I'm gonna need some more alcohol.
Don't tell me
Oh,
it's him
boy.
again.
Yep, that's his laugh.
Yep, the clown that otherwise keep on coming back.
It appears so. We may have to find ourselves some allies of our own at this rate. But you all must be very exhausted. Here's your payment. Hands you the money of whatever it was on the job board.
Let's find out.
That's a good question. What was it? 28,000, I think? Or no? Was that another one?
I would check, but I can't.
Revenge, it's 28,000 plus salvage.
Yep, so all the items you got are yours to keep. And then 28,000 as well.
Nice.
Okay, cool. And I'm assuming while we're heading out of the office, Sinlanthus would pull Samoon aside. And he would in private, and he would have two questions to ask her. Be like, one, he's like, did you give Felicia the right hard drive, or did you not give her the right hard drive? And he's saying this very quietly.
She goes, that was the hard drive I was given.
That's not the copy of the data.
You're not sure. And she says, I don't know. I only have one device, but after I got up, that was the copy I got. Or that was what was in my pocket, and it's not my hard drive. I thought it was just the copy.
I see. I know what Sinlanthus would think. He's like, I know what happened. He's like, I thought something was strange. I wasn't kidding. I wasn't. And he would just sort of what she did. Obviously, he didn't see what she did, but he would, on a nearby wall or something, just put out draw out the letters VOID.
It's
like, go for it. What? I'm sorry.
Oh, go for it. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, he would probably say, he's like, so I thought there was something odd about the way you hit the ground. That's when it happened.
I guess so. I don't know. It's kind of a blur.
That's fine. I would suggest you lie low for a good long while. I didn't think that you were going to be trailed like this or whatnot. But I'm also assuming that when you were on the rooftop, when you were speaking the way you were, that's what happened.
Yes, you're right.
I thought so. Probably. It's probably related to that Miyoto Akushima guy. Something's going on with him.
Well, I don't know if this is helpful, but when I was doing the scan of the area, there were similar tags to the ones of the Mythic Creations attack. The FOEs.
Mm-hmm.
They all had one.
I'm sorry, sir. Then when you said FOEs, which ones were they? The
friend or enemy chips, the one that she actually managed to hack at the Mythic Creations attack to prevent herself from being killed by Void.
Yeah,
I see. Okay, and so you said you saw several more of those those FOEs around that site.
All the Skull Crushers had them.
All of the Skull Crushers had them.
As far as I could tell, it was hard. They changed, the frequencies and everything, but I thought that was them. I didn't have time to really look into it.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, you go on out. You go ahead. I got some things I need to take care of.
Oh, okay. Oh, make a interesting perception as she leaves.
Intuition perception.
Mm-hmm.
4 successes.
You notice that she leaves, like, she kind of had, like, kind of a scarf type thing that was kind of around her neck, but it shifts a bit, and you see as she's leaving that there's bruising around her neck in a very unusual pattern.
Okay. Silanthus would just nod to himself. He's like, I thought so. Son of a... And just quietly to himself be like, you son of a bitch. Not to anyone in particular, just mostly to himself.
All right, then. Is there anything else that anyone wants to do?
We got paid. We did the job. Just to get those.
Post-job photo.
No, it's just get those items examined
Okay.
at some point.
And we'll get
Let's
you.
tell Thomas about the effect, like feeling like I just feel more generally idea to feel pain for others when wielding the sword.
Yep. So I'm just going real quick go through the items that you had. So there is the Sayist sword. And again, instead of causing damage, you can choose to inflict a level of pain for every physical damage that you would have inflicted. And then that's once per combat. The lenses you found are called Eagle Eyes. They offer a +2 in perception checks. And they're basically contact lenses.
They can be combined with other visual wear.
Yes, as long as it doesn't involve contacts or involve anything that deals with like the eye itself.
So would that conflict with goggles?
No.
Okay.
Guessing it wouldn't work with Cyber Eyes either.
It would not work with Cyber Eyes, actually.
So yeah, I have no use for this.
All right. So Thomas, you still want the sword?
It might actually be more useful for you.
All right.
Since you're more of a strength character.
Yeah, I believe so. Besides, you otherwise have some magic in you. I don't.
I don't have magic. I am not a magic person.
Well,
Sorry.
You don't need to be magical to use magic effects on weapons, so. Or anything, really.
Well, you still got 10k gold on you.
Okay, and then the last thing was the snake totem. So basically, it's a attachment to a weapon. It's a one-time use, and you can envenomate a weapon. And I'll get you the stats for, or whoever has it. I'm cooking up some new drugs and venoms and stuff, so it applies the snake venom modifier, so you can poison someone.
I think that'd be quite useful for you, wouldn't it, Slanthus?
I mean, it would, but I kind of already have stuff here. I mean, if you want, I could hold on to it. I actually, there's that. I do have that pocket watch from before. If you want to make a trade for that, I'd rather not just take it. Rather give you something for it.
Oh, and it can be used for physical spells as well.
Oh well.
When you say physical spells,
yep.
Does that mean like envenomate my like mana bolt?
Yep.
Or what? Oh, right.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a magical venom effect.
Oh, you might keep that then.
When you say it's one-time use, does it mean literally use it? It's done. It's empty. Chuck it away.
It'll
or is it one time then recharge?
It's a one time and then it'll kind of turn to ash. Though you can make it permanent with the proper, if you go to an artificer or something like that, or make it rechargeable.
I might go down the permanent or rechargeable route. Okay, yeah, I'll keep on it if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem.
And you might be able to make my bells useful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that was a neat little bonus I thought of. All right, and then we'll get to followers. So.
Sorry, Sarthan. Why are you doing the followers? I'm sorry, I totally slipped my mind. One thing. Silanthus would go back up to Felicia just privately, and let her know sort of what happened to Simoon. Not mentioning Void or anything, but mentioning that she was under a hostage deal, and also that the Skull Crushers may have had more help than than at first, as far as like, and he'll mention like the whole FOE thing and whatnot there, and tell her to be quite careful because this gang looks like it might be a little bit more than anticipated.
She nods and says that she'll be sure to continue to update security as needed.
Okay, cool.
And
That was
thanks you for the report. All right, and followers. Let's start with Jin. You did gamer mode,
Mm-hmm.
so that's going to boost your max potential. And I need a calculator
Dum, dum, dum.
because big numbers.
Yeah.
All right, so do plus what current number is. All right, your new total is 1,127,082.
1,127,000.
Yep.
Nice.
So you are now part of the Millionaires Club as well. Yeah.
Yay.
And then we go to Samantha's. I believe Incognito is what yours is.
Yes.
So that lower the max. Boom. All right. So yes. 751,621.
751.
Excuse me.
751,621.
Yep.
Updating.
Thomas.
Hardcore parkour, adrenaline junkie. I took a few photos,
Yep.
did the request,
You did?
and I had the production team.
Oh yeah. Okay. So hold on. Gotta put that in there
Oh,
too.
I had 5 charges. Why did it say 6? Okay, there we go. That's it. 3 charges. There we go.
Can't give NPC followers, right? All right. Ooh, big score. So 1, 3, 5, 2. Oops. Plus,
I did also fall from a building.
you did. That helps with the hardcore parkour.
Yep.
100 or 1,692,516.
Okay.
And last but not least, we have Bengal. What is your perk?
Adrenaline junkie.
Adrenaline junkie. All right, that's definitely been applied for this one.
And I think, and also the sponsor.
Oh, that will give you, I believe it was an extra 5,000 new yen for completing the sponsorship.
All right.
Oh, nice. I think you're going to break the million club too. Yes, 1,098,650.
Nice.
Nice.
Save that, and there we go. That's everyone's followers. Gained quite a few. You also found quite a few of the secrets in this one.
Did we miss anything?
You did miss one big one.
Which I'm guessing probably would have been in the building with where all the blood sacrifices were going on.
Yes. That there was one other aspect in there that could have had some information, but yeah. You'll find it out in other places.
Well, that was fun.
That was interesting. Yeah, kind of glad I kept that dragon tooth talisman around for a little bit. So got 3 charges left, but it's just like that's the one nice thing with Sinlanthus is if he wants something dead with a sniper shot, he will usually try to get it.
Nice. Well, if there's nothing else, I'm going to do the after action news report.
Hey.
Thank you all
Thank you
for
very much.
playing the
Yes,
mission.
that was a pleasure.
It was fun.
All right, take care.
Bye.
See ya.
All right, now if y'all just wait for 2 seconds, we'll do the news report. Thank you everyone for showing up and participating and watching and seeing these guys get blown up and all that good stuff. We do this twice a month. We got about a twice a month one for Shadowrun. If you'd like to play, we always have spots open for players. If you want to just watch and be part of the audience, that's also awesome. There it is. All right. And let's get with the news. Hello, I'm Wolf Blitzer, and this is the news in New York. Rumble in the Bronx. The New York Police Department, as well as FBI, went after a major gang ring today. Sources say that there were several instances where buildings exploded, but those who are at the source say that that's typical for these kind of operations. So far, there's been numerous teams attempting to sort through the rubble and find out just what happened at this D sector tenement. Some sources believe that this may be involved with the Race to a Billion campaign, though those studios involved say that even with streaming from several Shadowrunners that were involved in the scene, that is not true, and that it is just entertainment. Whether or not that remains to be seen, we will see. Next on is the weather, followed by sports. All right, everyone. Thank you again for showing up. I'm glad that was entertaining, Zern. Fucking with both stuff. This is why we're going to change the breaking news. I'm just going to record breaking news at the end. But yeah, so thank you all. I am attempting to get these cut down into bite-sized episodes. I was going to do it in August, but fortunately, life kind of got in the way, and I had to get a house and all that good stuff. Not had to, but I did get a house and all that. Eventually, I will be posting. I'm trying to get as many posted up as possible, which also includes editing and all that stuff, so we'll see. I'm kind of also waiting for my new avatar, so that it's not Mr. Woof Woof. Global Karma will be up to 54. It's 54 Global Karma. So, yes, mixed blessings. You're 100% correct. So, in that case, that's it for Shadowrun today. Join me tomorrow, bright and early. We're going to be doing the Iron Pen Challenge. We're going to try and get a whole bunch of words done. So, until then, take care, everyone, and have a great night.